everybody. Welcome back to Passions Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the soap opera Passions. I am your regular host, LeTara, back today with Maria.
Hey!
And Laura!
Yay!
I'm back from the dead.
Back.
Laura's back, our blast from the past. How much we have missed you.
Oh, and I have missed you, and I am ready to talk about the tea.
Okay, I'm so excited to get into it. But before we get into it, I want to talk about Maria's wearing her Gwen shirt. In my break, I did put the new merch up on the website, so it's hard to see. I'm going to go down so you can see better. I have my Eve shirt on that says, do you need a sedative or something to quiet your nerves? I just realized that she says, do you want a sedative? So I will be fixing that in the store. But if you want one, go on over to passionspodcast.com, which has changed. The look of passionspodcast.com has changed because I have created basically like a little media company so the Passions Podcast is under the umbrella of this little media company where I'm selling my music and selling Naya's art, and you can buy merch from Passions and find everything about Passions on the website. But if you put in passionspodcast.com, you will still be directed to this website. It's lunacystudiosarts.com. But just don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed if you go and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't how it used to look, because it's still the same stuff. You just have to click on podcast and you'll find everything you're looking for. I promise.
Just a little facelift.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. My niece, we've started like selling her art prints, and if you want to buy some of Naya's art, please go out there and find what you like and we'll send it right to you. If you want to buy my music, y'all,
you should do both of those things, because Naya's prints are amazing. I purchased one, and I have been listening to your music, LeTara, and it's really good.
Thank you.
It's like, it shouldn't surprise me. I know you're a talented musician, an excellent singer, all of these things, but it's just like so nice to see your creativity kind of like really like blossoming and doing the things that you love. So anyway, I'm plugging.
Thank you for the plug. I love it. Yes. If you want to support me and want to buy my music outright, because honey, you know how much money I've made on streaming?
1 cent.
$5.
Wow.
$5.
Nice.
But like I can't even make any money off of Spotify because I don't meet the minimum streaming requirements. So it's like,
jeez.
I know. So even if you stream on Spotify, I don't get paid for that. But if you go out to my website and buy my music, then I get paid. Anyway, that's enough about that. On with the show. Before we go on, we're talking about 861 through 865 today. Yes.
I hope so. That's what I watch.
Praise the Lord. All right.
Yes.
Before we get into that, I want to say a shout out to all of the patrons over on Patreon, which there are a few new ones. So thank you to Muna Shea, Lisa, Zach, Sid, Sarana, Randall, Hannah, Camelia, Jeanette, Eric, Jamie, Fantasia, Sean, S, Larissa, Maria, Lisa A, Jessica Jean, Laura, Karen, Uche, Paige, Casey, Garant, Tom Bergeron, Daisy, Shane, Kelly C. Sorry, I always struggle to find what the last name here is. Kelly C, Taylor Harris Crane, DJ, Kelly M, Rodo, Lisa R, Acacia. Okay, Lisa R is new. Yes. Lisa
she
R
was the
is
last
new.
one. Yeah, she was. I believe she is my one Gwen fan.
I believe she is.
Love you.
Yes.
Shout out again.
Yes.
You're one Gwen fan.
Yes.
Acacia is brand new. Welcome, Acacia. Natalie is brand new. Welcome, Natalie. Andrew is brand new to the Patreon. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew actually has been a long-time listener and, reaches out on Instagram, but y'all see how often I am on Instagram. So I'm glad that Andrew has made it over to the Patreon so that we can communicate a little bit better. With that said, y'all, on with the show. If you would like to become a patron, not on with the show, I lied. If you would like to become a patron, go over to patreon.com/passionspodcast and sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. There are changes to the tiers. I know we got a lot of
wow.
A lot
You've
of
been
business
busy
to work
this
through.
summer. You've been busy this summer.
You know, I always come back with something new, something fresh. So,
Along with the format of the show.
There's a new format to the show. Thank you. We got business to get through, okay?
We got podcasting business.
So much podcasting business to get through. I'm going to start with the Patreon. So I have changed the tiers. I just want to be transparent, y'all. If you want to be on the show, there is a new tier that you have to be in. Not you, Maria. Oh. If you are already in the tier where you can be on the show, you're fine. If you decide that you want to be on the show now, because I have so many people in that lower tier already, I had to, raise the price. So there are 2 new tiers. I don't know how crazy this is, but if anybody feels like paying me $50 a month, go on out there. If you feel like paying me $100 a month, go on out there and sign up. Crazier things have happened.
Tom Bergeron is a patron. So a Patreon. So yeah, I mean,
that's true. So
I'm waiting for him to host. When is he going to be on?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I would have to pay him, right? Hosting is his job.
Yeah.
Like I would be losing money on that deal. But yes, if you wanna come out or be on the if you want to join the Patreon and come and join us for some of our watch parties, we have a watch party coming up September 15th, a watch party on the 25th, October 16th, and then we have our Halloween party on October 30th. Those are all the things that are coming up in the next couple of months. So mark your calendars, come and join the Patreon. If you want to do any of those things, you can sign up for truly any tier, okay? So don't think, you can't do anything in the $2 tier because you still have these.
And you get to join the Discord, which
is
popping.
And everybody can join the Discord, yes. I may actually open up the Discord to the free tier. I've been thinking about that. I think I might do that so that we'll have more people to chit chat with. There's lots of people out there right now, but I may open that up. I'll think about it. I'll talk to y'all. I'll talk to my core group and see how they feel about it first. All right. So with that, the next thing of business is the podcast format is changing. So in an effort for me to not be completely burnt out by the end of, May, June, I get tired of doing this pace of 5 episodes every week. I am now recording 2 episodes with every recording, right? So you're still going to get an episode every week. It's just going to be part 1 and then part 2. And that way I will be recording 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So today, part 1, we're into part 1 of, we're actually going to do part 1 and part 2 today. And then I'm going to cut it up. And this week you will get part 1. Next week you will get part 2. Sound good? I don't care if it don't. That's what the fuck it is. But I'm hoping that will make it where I don't have to take long breaks anymore. So I think in the long run it'll be better because you won't be having like these 2-month periods where I'm not doing any episodes. So all right, y'all. Now it's time to yell and scream. Okay? It's time to really get into these episodes. We're gonna start with the magic storyline because there's only a little, like the tiniest bit of magic to talk about.
A tiny bit of magic, but it is weird AF.
A little bit.
It is weird AF.
You know what's funny is like this, what is happening this week has been going on for a long time. So I didn't even think about how weird it was, but then I thought like, oh shit, Laura has no clue. She's gonna be like, what the fuck are these babies?
Okay, so I said this before we started recording. I should have saved it. I'm going to repeat for the listeners and watchers. I have not watched or listened in probably a year because I would check in periodically. But and I thought, I was like, maybe I'll go back and listen to the episode, the podcast episode previous, just to kind of know what's going on. I was like, you know what? No, I think it's going to be more interesting if I go in cold, if I go in completely cold. And I feel like I caught up to a lot of things, but what the fuck is going on with Tabitha? And where is Timmy? Where is Timmy?
Oh, no. Okay.
Did he pass?
Well, we're going on to magic.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Girl, Timmy caught his cloud, baby. He's on. He died.
Got his wings.
And then he actually, the actor Josh Ryan Evans, he actually died in real life the day that episode aired. The episode where he dies.
Oh.
They had written him out of the story in a way that they would be able to bring him back, but he had some medical issues. He had to get surgery, and I think he died from complications from surgery.
Oh,
yeah, it was actually very emotional. It was very sad when we did that part on the podcast. It was and Tabitha gave a beautiful performance. It was sad. It was chilling. It was like you realize just how much Timmy really did bring to the show.
Yeah.
Like how much heart he really brought to the show.
Yeah.
And so he is missed, as you evidenced by the fact that you saw it. I was like, where the fuck is Timmy? Who are these fucking people? Yeah.
And who the fuck are these two Timmy replacements? Connie?
Cracked Connie.
Cracked Connie and Cecil. Here's how we got to Cracked Connie. Zombie Charity. I don't know if you remember Zombie Charity at all. But
I remember Zombie Charity. Also, she and Mignell were nowhere to be seen this whole time.
God! I couldn't have handled it. I would have canceled my own podcast. I was like, thank goodness I don't have to fucking deal with Miguel this week.
Oh, she still talks like that?
On top of everything else. Oh my God.
She's back. She's no longer in the block of ice.
Yeah, so
she's out.
To bring you up to speed, we had a character called Zombie Charity, and real Charity was trapped in a block of ice.
Great,
and
that makes sense.
While regular Charity was trapped, Zombie Charity was like out here wreaking havoc. And but when Timmy died, one of the things she did was created Cracked Connie to try to replace Timmy for Tabitha. And so that's where Cracked Connie came from. And then Cracked Connie wanted a boyfriend, so she made Cecil.
I wondered because when they were reading that, well, we'll get to it. I'll wait. I'll hold off.
Yeah. All right. So let's just talk about what's going on here. Tabitha and Cracked Connie and Cecil have dinner. They finish up dinner. They had salamander gizzards, I guess. That was one of the things they talked about.
A nice healthy meal.
Yeah. And the dolls are like, hey, particularly Cracked Connie. She's like, hey, let's go out and wreak some havoc in town. And Tabitha, mind you, I almost called you Naya. Laura. Mind you, Laura, Timmy very recently died.
Yeah.
Like, this is fairly new. It's been months in the episodes, but we have been in this one day for like 3 months, 2 months.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Timmy, it's been maybe, in Passion's time, it's been maybe a week, 2 weeks since Timmy passed away. What would you say, Maria?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still fairly fresh for Tabitha.
I think Charity's still in the hospital.
Charity is definitely still in the hospital. Because Charity got Timmy's heart. That's another thing. Charity got Timmy's heart because Timmy became a real boy at one point. So,
Timmy.
Yeah. So
it's actually kind of beautiful.
It is actually very beautiful. And yes, that's where Charity is. She's in the hospital recovering from heart surgery.
Okay.
Or transplant surgery. So anyway, the dolls want to go out, have some fun, wreak some havoc. Tabitha's not in the mood for it. She's grieving. She's like, I don't want to do this. I just want to take a nap. Here. She's like, here, read my New York Times bestseller, Hidden Passions.
Is this when the book is introduced?
No. The book was introduced like
Maria has it. Is that the hardcover?
Yeah, I have it too somewhere.
Might as well, since they're plugging the book, I might as well plug the book.
Yeah.
Though it's hard to find now.
Yours is so much nicer than mine.
Yeah, I remember the little...
I have my paperback. But, yeah, she,
So they've been plugging this book for a while.
Constantly.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Constantly.
It's horny as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
That
horny.
book is horny. When that little, Connie, her name is Cracked?
Yeah,
okay,
her
great.
face is cracked.
Crackhead Connie is reading that book.
Cracked out Connie.
Crackhead Connie reads the horniest section to Cecil and then like attacks him, and I was like, what is happening on Passion?
Yeah, it got weird.
I mean, would the dolls even be anatomically correct?
That's a Tabitha question.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like they will just. I think she's just horny, but you know what? I don't really want to get into that. So she gives them the book, and they go off to read it in the attic. And like Laura already said, it gets really horny, and Connie gets real turned on, and she tries to jump Cecil's bones, and he's like, "I'm not that kind of guy," and he pushes her off of him. And then they hear a knocking behind that little door that's in the attic, and they're like, "What is that noise?" It's like a scratching noise. They're like, "What is that noise? I don't know. Let's check it out." And they open up that door, and these babies that are supposed to be wreaking havoc and causing pain and suffering and all of Harmony, they escape.
Yes. We have to talk about these babies.
We're going to talk about the babies.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to say about the babies?
I would like to say about these babies. Do you guys remember Clippy?
Yes.
Back like early Word.
Yes.
And Clippy would like pop up and jump around. I feel like these babies are like the Clippy version of an infant, where it's just like these weird ass look. Like what are these Clippy babies doing? Laura.
Here's a question: do you remember the dancing baby commercials?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly. I knew you didn't.
And those commercials are actually from the Ally McBeal episode, because that's where it all started. Yeah. If you watch Ally McBeal, you'll see that that's where it all started.
So that's like a pop culture reference that you just didn't get.
That I just didn't get because I lived under a rock.
It was huge. There was like a Super Bowl commercial with this dancing baby, and people like loved it and thought it was so funny. And those babies are basically a version of that. I do think they look worse. That maybe it's just me.
They
but
look
I do think
awful.
They look worse than the ones in the commercial or Ally McBeal.
But they are horrifying.
Because they're like gray skinned. It also could be
gray ghosts.
It also could be the versions that we are seeing, because the quality of the videos we get are so bad now. So
that's true. Either way, they look terrible.
But they are horrifying.
They're horrifying.
It was like first generation like CGI, and the whole dancing baby thing was viral. That was like a viral thing back then.
Absolutely. It was huge.
I completely missed it.
It was huge, girl. Laura was reading a book. Trust me.
Yep, I was reading a book.
She was reading a book. So, anyway, the babies get out. The dolls chase them around to try to capture them. Tabitha's like having a nightmare on her sofa because she's trying to figure out. What was her nightmare? Was it about the baby?
It was like the
cage.
A cage falls down on her.
Yeah,
while she's
the baby drops a cage on. She had a nightmare that the baby dropped a cage on her and wouldn't let her out, and she couldn't get out. And she asks it like, "Who are you? What do you want with me?" Blah blah blah. She wakes up to find that the babies are like running around the house, and she's like, "You gotta catch these babies, or it's gonna ruin my surprise for the citizens of Harmony." And that's really basically everything, except for the fact that one of the babies escapes and makes its way to the mansion and jumps into Gwen. I don't understand the point of this necessarily, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more to it than I know or remember. But we already know Gwen is pregnant.
Yes.
So it's like...
So the babies are sort of like omens and to cause havoc, and later on in the storyline, this pregnancy causes pain and havoc. I mean, it's going to be causing pain and havoc for one particular character that doesn't get her way. So,
well, and that's the thing. I thought just the virtue of Gwen's pregnancy, and all of the pregnancies for that matter, they create problems just because it's a pregnancy, right? And in that particular situation, it's going to be a catalyst for Theresa to do what Theresa does, right? Or in, the other people's situations.
Yeah, let's not spoil it. They haven't
I don't
announced
want to spoil the other pregnancies, but...
I have a question about this. So Tabitha is always hatching plans, right? We know this. So has she explained what the plan is for these babies, or has it just been like, I have 4 babies, I'm going to destroy Harmony?
It wasn't her plan. It wasn't her plan. They just popped up, and she's actually annoyed by them because she has other plans that she never really explained, and she's saying these babies are going to interfere with the other plans that she has.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because for whatever reason, I was under the impression that Tabitha knew that each of these babies was for someone in Harmony, but there was an extra one and she didn't know who it was
She
for.
does
That's
know
true.
who they're
Yeah.
for, except
Okay.
for one.
But she didn't
And
create them.
She doesn't
she
know
didn't
one, and
create
she
them.
keeps asking,
Okay.
"Who's your mommy? Who's your mommy?" Because she can't. She doesn't know who one belongs to, and we'll figure out why.
And it's so
Okay.
obvious. Whose baby it is.
Okay.
But
Laura doesn't know because Laura didn't see that.
I guess Laura wouldn't know.
I mean, I'm assuming one is for Whitney, one is for Theresa, one is for Gwen.
I love this. Who do you think the babies are for?
For
If
those
we
people.
we have 5, right?
It was
There's
4.
5,
No, there's 4.
and then one will
okay.
be for
What are the
Sheridan.
four? What are
Yeah.
the 4?
That's my guess.
Teresa, Whitney, Sheridan, and Gwen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I guess
I mean,
not so
that's who
obvious.
we've been like caring about all this time. I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're
I'm probably
you're
wrong.
you're very close. I feel like you're 50% there.
That's an
Yeah,
F.
I think you got 2 and not the other 2.
That is an F right there. But thank you. That's nice.
No, but like out of 4, like that's
Yeah.
it's hard to pass a test with only
And you
4
haven't seen it in
questions.
like a whole year, so you
Aw,
haven't
y'all are
quite
so nice.
seen
Yeah.
what's been happening.
All right, y'all. So that's enough of that bullshit because it's time to get into the real meat and potatoes of this week. We're talking about.
There is a cute little thing, because I did write it down, so I want to mention it, that
Okay,
when
go
she
for it.
realized that there were 3 babies, I don't know if you noticed, they did the whole see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cute.
Yeah.
I missed it. Thank you for pointing it out because I totally missed it. And that is cute.
All right, so we're moving on to the real meat and potatoes of this week. Y'all, Theresa, Ethan, and Gwen. I have no music, so this is all y'all gonna get. That's what it was this week for me. Did y'all hear it? Did
No.
y'all hear it? You didn't hear it?
No.
You still didn't hear it? Did you hear the
No.
applause and stuff earlier?
Nope. I didn't know you were doing soundboard
I didn't
thing.
even realize the soundboard. Do we need to take a break and cut this?
God! Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Does it sound any different?
Yes. You actually sound clearer now.
Fuck me. I spent so much time trying to figure out the camera that I forgot to set the correct microphone, and I don't even know which microphone was picking me up.
Oh.
I think it was my laptop, which is over there.
Yeah, it was very airy. Maybe I should have
nothing.
mentioned it.
Yeah, I wish y'all would have said something to me about that. Okay. Okay. Well,
You can
fine.
cut it up to the point of like,
We're
Playing.
continuing. We're moving
Oh.
on. We're continuing. We're continuing. Okay. Luckily, we didn't get too far, and I'll just have to fix that audio to the best of my ability. All right. So, okay, we're moving on to the real meat and potatoes of this episode. And this, I don't have the music for this. I don't have any music for this week. The best I can do is,
I agree with that.
yeah, that's the best I can do for this week.
Wah, wah, wah,
Because
wah.
what the fuck is this?
Okay. So I, again, have not been watching in a minute. And yet, the last time I watched Passions and talked about it with you, LeTara, this exact same shit was going on. Like, literally the exact same shit. Like, not a thing has changed. I mean, things have changed as
Things have changed.
as I've come to learn. But the shit between Theresa, Ethan, and Gwen, who am I gonna marry? Who am I in love with? Theresa chasing him, Gwen, like it is exactly the same.
And it doesn't stop. We just
Nope.
keep on doing this stupid ass bullshit. I am sick to death of
Ethan.
these 3. Ethan particularly.
Ethan
Yeah.
particularly.
I hate him. I put in the Discord this morning while I was raging and I had to stop watching. It's like, if Ethan has no haters, I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm not on this earthly plane anymore. Because he is
he is a deplorable, despicable coward of a human. I hate him.
I hate him. Is he just trying to have a threesome?
He should.
I don't know what he's
or
trying
go
to
into
do.
polygamy at this
It
point.
feels like he's just trying to have a threesome with these two women.
I don't know what it is he's trying to do at this point. So let's.
Also, Theresa is grown. The last time I saw her, she still looked like a teenager, but she looks like I mean, she was beautiful then, but she's a beautiful young woman now.
She had a baby.
yeah,
Little Ethan
little Ethan.
with Julian. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Ugh.
Okay, so let's jump right into this week's episodes. What's going on here? So, we pick up, and Theresa is breaking the news to Ivy and Rebecca that she and Ethan are getting married. That Ethan has chosen her.
Gloating.
And to be clear,
Gloating.
as she fucking should, to Rebecca and Ivy of all people, right? Like Gwen, whatever, but to Rebecca, particularly Rebecca, yeah, fuck her. Okay, sorry. Let me keep going. So she's breaking the news to them, telling them, Ethan and I are getting married. To bring you up to speed, Laura. Oh my God, this day has been so goddamn long. So much has happened, but basically Ethan had bought an engagement ring today for Gwen. The engagement ring was initially for Gwen.
What about the other one he had? I was wondering, I was like, is he just using the same engagement ring over and
No,
over?
he went. I
He
don't
went
know
ring
what
shopping.
happened to the old ring. What happened to the old ring? It was Teresa's anyway, so I don't know.
Well, he gave one to Gwen.
Well, I don't know what happened to that ring. And then, because he did give Theresa a different ring, so I do know that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. These
I don't
these
know what
girls-
happened to the old ring. Actually,
Yeah.
I think I do know what happened to the old ring. I think they had to give all the rings back to the Cranes because all of those
That's right. I think-
were bought with Crane
Yeah.
money. And when he was revealed to not be a Crane anymore, I think it was Julian. It was like, you
Yeah,
have to
Julian.
give all the jewelry and stuff back and your credit cards and everything. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened to the original rings. So anyway, he had bought an engagement ring today, this morning, for
That
Gwen.
morning.
He went to Crane Industries to clean out his office, which should have been cleaned a year ago. Gets there, because Theresa now works at Crane Industries. She's like the VP of nothing. But Alistair has given her a job at Crane, and so her new office is Ethan's old office. She didn't know this. He shows up to clean out his office, and then there's the whole big hullabaloo with the elevator. Everybody almost dies in the elevator shaft.
She mentioned, she's like, do you remember in the elevator shaft? I jumped down to save you. And I was like, great. Okay, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, great. I know what happened.
Yeah. So that happened. She jumped down there to try to save him. Whatever. So after that, he's in the hospital. He tells her no, that because she found the ring. She thought it was for her for no reason.
And told Gwen, oh, he's mine. You don't have to even come to the hospital because he's marrying me. I found the ring. This is mine.
Yeah. Not yours.
And she's still
but
married
mine.
to Julian at this point.
Yes.
She's still legally married to Julian. So she thinks the ring is for her. She goes to Ethan in the hospital. Ethan tells her in no uncertain terms, that ring is for Gwen. Give me back my ring. You lied to me too many times, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, tearfully, she gives it back. She leaves, blah, whatever, right? Then he starts having all of these different conversations with people where he realizes, actually, maybe I shouldn't be marrying Gwen because Theresa is my soulmate. And he says that multiple times. Teresa's the love of my life. Teresa's my soulmate. I do love Gwen, but Teresa's my soulmate. So he then decides, and he goes back and forth like, who should I marry? Who should I marry? It's like, if you're having these kinds of thoughts, you shouldn't be marrying any
You should be marrying anybody. You should be marrying no one. You should be figuring your oh my God, he's so stupid. He's so
evil.
Annoyingly
I hate him.
stupid. He's just he's insufferable. What an insufferable dummy.
What an insufferable
100%.
dummy.
Not to mention, he's been in a relationship with Gwen for months. They've gotten back together. They've been sleeping together in the room right next to Theresa.
Yeah.
She hears them.
Which is that's a whole, and also I want to say this too, because I'm going to yell it a bunch of times later on. that house, the mansion, is now Theresa's house. It's not Ethan's house. It's not Ivy's house. It's not Rebecca's house. It's not Gwen's house. It's Theresa's. It's Julian's. It's Alistair's, right? Because they are the only Cranes. So,
well, she did just sign a paper giving up all the Crane money.
Not at this point. We haven't done that.
Right.
First of all, and I knew you was gonna bring that up, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't
we'll see.
matter.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Hasn't been filed with anyone.
It also is a point. It's sort of a point to Theresa that she did sign it. It's stupid. It was stupid. I hated it. But it does prove that all she has ever wanted was Ethan. As dumb as that is, all she has ever wanted was Ethan. She didn't want this shit. She just did what she did to get Ethan. But anyway, where was I in the recap? The ring. Ethan said he was going to marry Gwen.
He's talking to Ivy, yeah.
He goes back and forth. He talks to different people, and all of those different conversations sort of lead him in the direction of, actually, I shouldn't be marrying Gwen because she's not the woman that I love the most. She's not the woman that I think of as my soulmate. I want to marry Theresa. So he goes home. He breaks the news to Gwen, tells Gwen, I'm not going to marry you. I'm going to marry Theresa. Gwen's like, okay, I'm over this. She takes a job in New York. She's like, I'm leaving. And it was great. I was like, good for you, Gwen. This is exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Ethan was mad about it too. He's like, well, why are you leaving? It's like, why does she have to stay?
Why should she stay?
Yeah.
The only reason she's there is because of you. It's been nothing but messy because you are an insufferable dummy. So like, why the fuck should she stay? Go live your life, girl. Go to New York. It's great.
He then has a conversation with Theresa wherein he tells her that he is going to marry her. He has not changed his mind. He wants to be with her. She's the love of his life. Blah, 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 blah. All this happened, Laura, 40 minutes before the events of these episodes.
Okay.
Right? Like, so he goes to Theresa, tells her they're going to have a beautiful life together. He doesn't say the words, will you marry me? He doesn't actually propose. He tells her he has to talk to Gwen first, but he's going to come back and he won't change. He tells her he won't change his mind. Says that to her. So that's why Theresa, later on, signs a divorce paper from Julian, because Ethan has told her, I'm all in 100% on you. And that is where we pick up here, where she's telling the ladies, Ethan and I are going to get married because he has made his choice. He's going to marry me. So you're all caught up to the bullshit for the most part. And so now we're going to get into this week.
Well, there's another thing that happened last week. Gwen finds out she's pregnant.
Right.
She hasn't told anyone yet. She just found out.
Yeah,
so she finds out she's pregnant. And then she has a conversation with Ethan, and that is what makes him change his mind. And when she tells him she's pregnant, she tells him this doesn't change anything. And so and then this week you see him have the conversation with Sam and all of that dumb shit.
Yeah, well, we saw part of that conversation in this week's episodes where she's like, if I can have a baby and live in New York and take this job, like it doesn't, having a child doesn't need to change anything.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I agree.
It's true, 100%.
You know I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Gwen, escape, leave, flee,
get
run.
away from these people.
Leave. We will be here all night. So, she explains that she and Ethan are getting married. She also tells them that she signed the divorce papers. And that she won't be taking a dime, and they're like, "You're a fool." She's like, "Well, I never wanted all this. I don't care about the Crane billions. I only ever wanted Ethan." And she says, "I have something far better than hard cold cash. I have true love with the most wonderful man on earth. And as for you two, well, you can just bite your tongue and watch, because we are going to be a real family with little Ethan and have lots of baby brothers and sisters to keep him company." I mean, she's just, she's feeling her oats. She's doing her victory lap. It's short-lived.
Asking, what do you guys want to be called? Do you want to be called Nana, Grandma? Like, she's really like sticking the knife in. Because she knows it's irking Ivy, 100%.
Yeah. So Ivy and Rebecca then go downstairs to have a drink to drown their sorrows. And that's when Gwen comes in and tells them that she is pregnant. I was about to say pregante.
She's pregnant. She's pregante. She's pranked.
She's pranked.
She's pregnant.
She's pregante.
She's
that echo is prego, baby.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant. And so she tells them about the baby. They are elated, of course. And Rebecca, at one point, Rebecca's like, but you know, the kid has to call us by our first names. Or like, the kid can't call us grandma. The kid has to call us by our names, Ivy and Rebecca. It's like, who? What? Girl? Okay. Like, you at least come up with a cute little, if you don't want to be grandma, you know, be like,
be grandmother.
No. I think she just doesn't want to be thought of as
old. No, I totally get it. It's just, they're also formal. I had forgotten that Ethan always calls Ivy mother. And, you know,
and father.
Father, mother. But Sam is dad.
I was about to say, he doesn't call Sam father. He calls Sam dad.
He calls him dad. And I call him Zaddy.
Zaddy?
Zaddy.
I know. Wait a minute. I call him Zaddy. Oh,
the soundboard, I'm dead.
Zaddy Sam.
Zaddy.
Okay, so Gwen then goes to get a glass of milk so that they can have a toast, right? Because she can't have alcohol. And then that's when Ivy and Rebecca begin to speculate on what's going to happen between Ethan and Gwen. And they're like, of course they're going to get married. Ethan would never turn his back on a pregnant woman. Like, it's ridiculous. And so they see Theresa as she's passing by, you know, bopping on by, and like, oh, Theresa, please come here. Come in. She's like, what do you want? And
he's like, why are you in my house?
That fucking part.
Why are you in my house? You and your wheelchair can roll right on out of here anytime you want.
Anytime. You don't have to be here. So they very gleefully tell her Gwen's pregnant with Ethan's baby.
Oh, the look on her face.
Yeah.
She knows Ethan. She knows that Ethan will now have doubts about marrying her.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't trust his love for her. I mean, in a way, she's kind of right. Because
she's completely
right. We'll see later.
Yeah, she's completely right. Both of these women are right to have anxieties about where Ethan's head is at all times, because he can't make up his mind, and every time he does make a decision, he flip-flops. He changes his mind.
It's crazy because he has such a sharp legal mind, you know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
He graduated top of his field.
He graduated top of his class from ITT Tech.
Yeah.
Or what's the TV one?
DeVry, University of Phoenix.
Yeah. Trump University.
I can't think of any other big online colleges. No offense to anyone who's graduated from those institutions.
I'm just saying, I think all of those have been unaccredited, right? Like, they lost their accreditations. Maybe not Phoenix, but I know
I think Phoenix didn't. No, Phoenix didn't, because I actually had to take a couple of science classes.
No, I know ITT Tech did, because I had friends who got their student loans dismissed because their degrees are worthless because they got them from ITT Tech. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So thoughts and prayers to all of those who did that. So
like Ethan Crane.
Yeah.
So the ladies gloat at Theresa's misfortune. It's back to the gutter with you, Missy, and that little brat of yours. They talk about her baby in like the worst ways.
Well, she was saying brood. She didn't say brat. Like,
no,
her
at
and her
one point
brood.
she said brood later, but in this part they called the baby a brat.
Oh, okay.
They said a lot of shitty things about Theresa. Like, I was actually really shocked by the casual racism. Like, they called her a dancing chalupa at one point. They said many things. I wrote them down, some of them down, but that one I was just like, what the this wasn't that long ago.
They've been doing that since day one. At this point, it's like,
I just forgot, you know.
You forget, and it's jarring. It is jarring. It can be very jarring, yeah.
It's very jarring, because I think too, I'm like, oh, this show is not that old.
Right. It's not that old.
It's not that old. This was a popular soap that lots of people watched. This was just how they talked about Theresa.
Yeah, and I don't remember there being too much out. You know, people kind of just laughed with it.
Yeah, here's the thing, and I've made this point before, that I actually believe that these kinds of moments in TV are some of the ways that we learn how to be better, right? Like, that you have that mirrored to you, that there's people in society who think like this, and you have to discern, oh wow, is that like, do I agree with that, or how does that make me feel, right? And I think because we don't see so much of it anymore, a lot of people feel like we live in this post-racial society, right? Because so much of that has been censored out of TV, and so it creates this false illusion that we live in this like completely post-racial, everybody loves everybody society. There's no racism left, but that's not the case. That's not the truth. And so you don't have those opportunities to kind of scrutinize those moments in media anymore. And I think because we don't have those opportunities, I feel like it's actually making our racism problems worse. So,
yeah. Well, I think importantly too, the people who are saying this are the wealthy, out of touch, white, like folks. These are the people who are saying things like, you and your dancing chalupa are going to be out of this house, like toot sweet, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know, they're not painting them to be particularly good group of people. So
exactly.
There's that too. But I was like, am I supposed to laugh at this line, or am I supposed to be outraged? Or am I supposed to like?
I think it's like, what do you take from it, right?
Yeah,
like I think some people, would laugh at it, and now it's like you look back on it, it's like, oh my God, and it does kind of make you chuckle because it makes you a little uncomfortable, right? You're like, oh my God, who would say something like that?
As the Hispanic on the podcast, I wasn't bothered then. I'm not bothered now, but. Yeah. But that's also my opinion. I'm not speaking for all.
Right. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
So, and also, I think that is who Rebecca is. That's her character. She's fucking nasty, right?
Yeah.
So it tracks. It works. Your villains have to be villains.
Yeah. She is the one who says the most outrageous stuff too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Her and Julian.
Julian too. Yeah. Julian turned good for a little bit. You missed it. He actually had a good moment. And now he's kind of going back down the rabbit hole. And speaking of rabbit, did you guys hear that old saying, the rabbit's dead?
I heard it, but I didn't get it.
Oh, really? That used to be an old... Like, whenever people would say they're pregnant, it's like it killed the rabbit. I
didn't understand why they said that. I was like, I don't understand this reference. I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it.
I thought it was something to do previously in the show that I had missed, and I was like, nah.
I didn't understand it.
It was an old saying, which made me look it up. Because I haven't heard it in a while, so I was curious where it came from. And it was something that was actually done in the 1940s. A woman's urine would get injected into a mouse or a rabbit, and then they would dissect it after like 24 hours. And if the ovaries were engorged or anything, then she was pregnant because of the pregnancy hormone.
What?
So it's a misconception that if the rabbit is dead, that she's pregnant, because regardless, she's dying anyway.
Yeah, you kill the rabbit to find out.
To find out. But that's how they...
Oh my goodness, Maria, we're losing you a lot.
I know. I think my internet is having issues, so I apologize.
It's okay.
We might get me in and out a bit.
It's all right. But yeah, thank you for looking that up and doing that work, because, honey, I was not going to. I just let it pass on by me. I said, okay, that rabbit's dead.
We have a two-parter, so we can talk.
That rabbit's dead, but that's so interesting.
That rabbit is dead. Ooh.
A rabbit for your pregnancy test. Imagine. I mean, you gotta go to the nearby farm.
Yeah,
to get a rabbit. It's like,
grab one out of the hutch. I mean, that's very disturbing. I don't care for that.
Yeah. There was a time when I would have had to keep several rabbits on deck. You know what I'm saying? True. You know what I mean?
What happened to first response?
That didn't start up.
Early response? What's it called?
First response.
First response. Clear Blue, whatever the fuck they are. What about those?
That used to be my brand.
Oh.
First response.
Yeah.
That used to be my brand. Okay. So, where are we in these notes? Gwen's pregnant. Okay. So, these ladies are gloating to Theresa. Gwen comes down and she's like, oh, I wanted to tell y'all, this is after the baby jumps into her. I wanted to tell you guys, please don't tell Theresa. But then she realizes Theresa's there and has already been told. And
Also,
so,
sorry, when the baby jumps in, she's like taking a nap and the baby jumps into her and she like is like, what the hell is this? And then she's
Yeah.
like, I think Theresa might be behind it.
yeah, what?
She's just so scarred by that girl. She is so scarred.
She's like, I think this weird ghost art, clip art ghost baby just jumped into me. It must be Theresa. Like, I, I don't know.
That's so funny. Clip art ghost baby. Clip art ghost babies. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they are.
So Gwen's like, well, I wanted to tell you myself, but yes, it's true, Theresa. I'm having Ethan's baby. And Theresa like grabs her. She's like,
Oh.
Is it true, Gwen? Is it true? And she's like, get your hands off of me. I don't want you anywhere near me or my baby. And it was just so funny. Teresa's like, is it true? And she says, yes, it's true. I'm having Ethan's baby. Teresa is speechless. The ladies all gloat around her. You know,
Yes.
if you wrote those things
at one
down,
point she's
by all
like,
means.
"Oh, you guys are being cruel," and I just laughed. I was like, "Really? After what you were just saying upstairs 20 minutes ago, you're gonna now tell them they're cruel?"
Well, but what they were saying to Teresa is not equal to what she was saying to them. What she was saying to them is, y'all need to get used to the fact that I'm gonna be Ethan's wife. We're getting married. Ivy, you're gonna have to get on board with being a grandmother to my children. They're telling her that she is useless and pointless and a waste, that she's the most horrible person. You're a disgusting slut. Like, get out of this house. Like, please. It's not the same thing, and they are being very cruel to her, right?
She was in her room and she undid her chair to get her to not even talk to Ethan. That was a whole full-blown fight between them, and she was gloating and she was putting in the needle, knowing that Ivy was getting more and more upset. She was enjoying it.
That's fair enough. She did disable Ivy's wheelchair. I will say that Ivy also be disabling her own wheelchair. So
yes,
yeah.
that poor wheelchair.
No, but she did. I will grant you that Theresa has been nastier than she was in these episodes to Ivy. But I will only grant you Ivy. Rebecca, I will never grant.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Rebecca, I will never grant. So anyway, yeah, she's like, she gets upset and they're gloating all around her. If you wrote any of it down, I didn't. Did anybody write any of it down?
I didn't write it down. I wrote basically what I said there before. You know, Gwen tells her mom Ethan has always loved Theresa. Rebecca's like, no, she's digging her claws in. You got to trust yourself. Like, there's kind of like three conversations happening all at the same time, where Gwen is kind of doubting things, and then Teresa's like, no, you're faking this pregnancy. It's not real.
Yeah.
She's like, the jig is up. This is nothing but a cheap trick, a last-ditch, pathetic attempt to hold on to a man that was never really yours to begin with. You're not pregnant any more than I am.
Ooh, that's good.
Well,
that's pretty good.
They were sleeping together. They were literally sleeping together.
It's kind of a reach.
You heard them. You heard them.
It can be viewed as a reach. I feel like definitely Maria and I can see it being a reach because we've been watching it for, this whole time. And so because we have all of that back knowledge, is like, yeah, girl, I don't think Gwen's lying about being pregnant. Like, it wouldn't track. It doesn't track with like the story we've been watching. However, it is a possibility. So she said it.
She is Delulu, though. I mean, like she has always been. Honestly, both of them are like Delulu when it comes to Ethan, as if he's some kind of prize. Like, why? First of all, why would you want to recreate with this man? Procreate, not recreate. Why would you want to procreate with this man? Because that kid is going to be dumb as a box of hair. But then also, like, why are we still fighting over him? He still doesn't know what he wants. He's still playing with both of y'all, and every goddamn time the two of them just face off and are at each other's throats when clearly he is the problem.
Clearly he is the problem, because how the fuck are you pregnant and he's asking me to marry him, right? Like, we literally were having a conversation where he was going to propose to me tonight, but you also are pregnant. Like, it doesn't make any, there's no daylight between these two women ever, right? Between which one is with Ethan and which one isn't. So, so yeah, 100% agree with you, Laura. I've said it. If I've said basically that exact thing 1,000 times, I cannot stand Ethan. He is not a prize. He is always the problem. Both of these women can do far better than him. And but this is the idiot they want.
Yeah. And at this point, Gwen doesn't, she's still going to New York.
I know she said she was going to New York.
It was too easy for her to say yes to Ethan. I think she was going to go to New York had she not found out she was pregnant. I think she realized she was pregnant, and she realized there was a chance that Ethan was. She know, because like you said, Maria, Gwen knows Ethan. She knows him, and she knows the man he is, and she knows that he's honorable. She says it this week, right?
But she's telling Ethan, you can come to New York. She's still going. You can visit the baby. I don't think so. I think it was a ploy.
I think she knew. I think she knew that there was a good chance that Ethan would want to marry her. I don't think she felt like it was going to be 100%. But I think she knew there was a good chance he might want to marry her. We saw that like in last week's episode. She started to get like excited. Will I be Ethan's wife? Right? And this is before there was any talk of Ethan marrying her. He had actually told her he was going to marry Theresa. And after that, she finds out she's pregnant, and then she thinks, well, but am I going to be Ethan's wife? Right? So I'm sorry. I know that what Gwen wants ultimately is to marry Ethan. And
ultimately, but she was willing to walk away, even pregnant. She was willing to go.
I think, if I may, I think that she was willing to walk away, but she also knew that that willingness to walk away would drive that man crazy, because you know what I mean? Like,
because he was already upset before he found out that she was pregnant, that she was leaving. You don't know that, Laura, but I'm going to tell you that he was already upset.
I saw that. Like, there was a little bit of like, well, why would you go? And blah, blah, blah. And then she finds out she's pregnant, and then they talk about it again. And even then he was already upset that she was leaving. And so I don't think Gwen is that like manipulative, that this was all planned out or anything like that. But I do think she kind of she knows him well enough. She knows how to reel him back in the same way that Theresa does, because we see her do that in this series of episodes too, where she literally is clinging to this man's leg. Like, I mean, these two women debase and embarrass themselves over this fool time and time again. Ooh, I'm like riled up. I'm getting fired up. I'm getting mad.
I'm getting fired up now. I love it. This is why I love you, girl. Because me too. I get so angry, but you know what? We will get there, because actually, it's more about Ethan. This is just the simmering before the boil, right? Of anger right now, because Ethan hasn't even entered the chat yet. So
it's still just them going at it, and she's like, well, I don't care what you believe. Ethan knows that I'm pregnant, and I wouldn't lie to him like you would. That's your MO.
Yeah, she said, Gwen says, because Theresa accuses Gwen of lying about being pregnant, and Gwen says, I have never lied to hold on to Ethan. That's your MO, not mine. I will, you know what, I will let it stand, but I would like to insert tabloid here. I would like to insert what about the tabloid here, because
that wasn't
not the biggest lie of all.
To keep him. That wasn't to keep him.
Was it not?
No, she wasn't with him.
But was it not to get him back? Because the plan was that he was gonna leave Theresa when he found out that she was the one that sent the tabloid, the letter to the tabloid, but they sent it from her computer. It was to frame her for that, so that he would leave her and go back to Gwen.
But it was more about getting her to admit that she knew he wasn't Crane, because she lied, saying, I didn't know. I found out when you did.
But why did they
finding it on her computer, they realized she lied about it, and she wanted Ethan to know that she lied.
And we're getting to the point, which is, why did they want Ethan to find out she lied?
Well,
What
yeah,
happened?
I mean, she would get him back, but it's not to hold
So
on to
that's
him,
what-
is what I'm saying.
what
It's
I'm
like
saying-
she's not lying to hold on to him.
She lied to get him back, right? Well, it's the same thing. She lied to she did. She lied. And it's a big lie, and it's a huge lie. But I will insert that there, and we can move on, because I know you and I are not gonna come to terms on that.
No, we're not gonna agree on it.
I know we're not
not.
gonna come to terms on that, and it's
I'm
okay.
gonna live in the middle ground and just blame it all on Ethan.
And I didn't even wear my Theresa shirt today because I wanted to rep my Eve. I love
Yeah.
this. Anyway. So, and also, y'all, I love Theresa, but girl, stand the fuck up, literally.
Girl, it was
Literally.
embarrassing. This whole thing was embarrassing. I felt
whole
secondhand embarrassment.
Whole thing, I was cringing. Okay.
Shuddering. Shaking. Trembling. I mean, it was awful.
Oh God. Okay, so anyway, that all happens. Meanwhile, Ethan. Now we get to talk about this idiot. Ethan is down at the wharf, agonizing over this decision. Oh, who should I marry? Theresa or Gwen? Gwen's pregnant with my baby, but Theresa's my soulmate. Sam, he has a conversation with Sam because Sam comes to the wharf after some dumb shit at his house. And so they have a conversation. Sam shows up. They have a little heart to heart. Ethan tells Sam that Gwen is pregnant, and he explains that he's unhappy about it because he had chosen Theresa to marry, right? So he's like, because it's not that he's unhappy about the pregnancy. It's that basically Sam says, oh, you don't seem so happy about this. This is great news, isn't it? And Ethan's like, not exactly, because I had actually decided that I was going to marry Theresa. And
Sam actually thought he was going to propose to Gwen because they already had that conversation.
yeah,
I
right.
loved this part too because Ethan looks at Sam and is like, I know I flip-flopped on this a couple of times, but
Yeah.
and I was like,
It's still
bruh.
the same day. It's still
Bruh.
the same day.
It's the same day. This is actually crazy.
Yeah.
He has made 3 different choices in one day.
In one
And it's
day.
actually nuts. So in one night, really, like it's crazy. He sucks so bad. So, Ethan says to Sam, the fact is Gwen is not the right woman for me. Theresa is, and I've decided that I'm not going to ask her to marry me. But now that Gwen is pregnant with my child, I don't know what to do. And then I said, I don't know, maybe don't marry Gwen just because she's pregnant. Like, that's not fair to her or your baby. Like, this,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous.
And Sam
Or
says
you.
that too.
Sam
says
does.
it.
Yeah.
Sam gives Ethan. I want to applaud Sam here. Sam gives Ethan some really solid advice. Really,
I'm
you
sorry,
laughing at my buttons.
I love your buttons. I want to applaud Sam here. All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Because he does give Ethan some pretty solid advice. So I want to talk about what Ethan says, and then we'll talk about what Sam's response. So Ethan goes on to say that he truly loves both women, but Theresa is his soulmate. And then he says, every time we've had our problems, she's proven her love to me over and over. She almost died for me more than once. Yet I go so far back with Gwen. Our mothers have known each other for years, and I genuinely care about her, and I want her to be happy. Now, we're weighing she's my soulmate against we've known each other for a long time, and our mothers know each other, even though our mothers fucking hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Twin flame, soulmate, meant to be, fated, all of the stuff versus our moms know each other by first name.
We've
basis.
known
They
each other
were
a long
engaged
time.
to be married when the show started. They
It's
were
true.
in
I
a
agree.
relationship.
No, it's
I
true,
agree.
but it's so weird that he doesn't bring that up. That's my point. It's weird because he does have a long history of being in love with Gwen to the point that the last time I saw the show, they, I believe, were recently engaged and about to be married, but then whatever, all this shit happened. So it's like, why is he not bringing that up? Because it just goes to show that for him, to me, for him, his relationship with Gwen doesn't hold a candle to what he feels for Theresa, but he's so fucking thick that he can't figure that out on his own.
And
I hate him.
I hate him
so
I
much.
hate
Is there
him.
a hate button?
Oh, there's a great
Yes.
button. Let me find the right button.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, he stinks. I hate him
He
so
does.
much. He smells like feet.
He smells
does.
worse than feet.
Ugh.
He smells worse than feet. So, he goes on. He compares his situation to Sam's. Their situations are completely different.
Completely different.
They are not the same at
Nope.
all. And I'm glad that later on Sam does basically say, like, well, our situations aren't the same. Like there's some differences here. But he does kind of play along with Ethan for a while as if these two situations are comparable, and they're not.
Yeah.
So
Because he tells him that, oh, had I known Ivy was pregnant, I would have tried harder. Dude, you were banging on that door. I remember those flashbacks.
Yeah.
You were trying to get with Ivy pregnant or not.
yeah.
But he also wasn't with Grace at the time. Like he didn't
And he
know
wasn't
Grace.
with Grace.
He
yes.
didn't
At the
even know
time
Grace.
with all this was happening with Ivy. It's one thing to like be in love with someone and want to be with them versus to like be saying that you're torn between these two people and one of them happens to be knocked up. Like that's not
yeah.
apples and oranges, my guy. Like
Completely different. Completely different. So Ethan does ask him outright that if you did know that Ivy, that mother was pregnant, what would you have done? Like, would you have tried to marry her? Would you? But it's like Sam tried to marry her regardless of her being
Right.
pregnant, right?
right.
Yeah.
Sam skirts the question, and I think it's because their situations are so different. He's like, well, I mean, that's in the past. It's different. It is at this point that Grace and David show up, and I only mention this because it's important for their troubled marriages bullshit later.
Yeah, but,
But
it's
Grace
stupid.
and David show up, and they lurk in the shadows, and so they overhear this entire conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, Grace gets upset when she
Yeah.
shouldn't get upset. But
None at all.
gonna move on. So they overhear Sam saying, he says this: I always believe in shouldering one's responsibilities, doing the right thing. I did love Ivy at the time. I only left her because her family tore us apart. But if I had known that she was pregnant with my child, I would have gone back to her, married her, raised you, and been a family. So Grace hears that. She is deeply upset by this revelation that Sam is a good man.
But they weren't even dating at the time. She was supposedly married to David.
He didn't even know her, and frankly, she didn't even know her damn self, right? She
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
know anything. So, as far as I know, I will say they have not given us the exact timeline of when Sam met Grace. But even if all that stuff happened with Ivy, and then he the next day
Saved
found
her from the
Grace,
fire.
saved Grace from the fire, and found her. Grace
It's
still
not the
doesn't.
same.
Grace still doesn't have a leg to stand on. She
No,
doesn't.
because Ethan also has, sorry to bring it back to like the comparison, like it's Ethan has a years long history with both of these women. It just doesn't compare. Sam has a years long history with one woman at the time that he would have had to make this decision that isn't even real because he never had to make this decision.
Yes.
Exactly.
And even if he found out she was pregnant, the Cranes would have still kept her or found a way of keeping him away from his own child.
Yeah,
It's the Cranes.
yeah, it's the Cranes, and
It's the
I
Cranes.
maintain to this day that what's his name, Alistair, knew the whole time that Ethan wasn't technically a Crane, and I think he just once the tabloid came out, he couldn't save face. He had to get rid of Ethan, but I think he was happy to just let him be a Crane, right?
Yeah.
Because it would have been disgraceful to his family to find that out and for that to all get out. So, so
Plus, isn't Ethan the only boy?
no, there's Fox. Which we're gonna see Fox here in like a month.
Soon.
Yeah, in like a
okay.
month.
Soon, yeah.
I'm
Couple
excited. I
episodes.
wrote in my notes somewhere, bring Fox now.
Yes.
I am sick to death of Ethan, and I love when Fox comes in and really gives Ethan a little run around and a run for his fucking money and like, yeah.
Hanging out with his stepmommy.
I love when Fox shows up. So anyway, Sam goes on to say to Ethan that if he knew that Ivy was pregnant, then he wouldn't have cared about anything else. Nothing could have kept him apart from her, and he would have married her in a heartbeat. Ethan then says, that's the way I feel about Theresa. Okay, buddy. All right, buddy. Come on, buddy. Figure it out.
Has he been evaluated?
No.
He needs to be. He needs to be evaluated.
Him and Theresa both needed IEPs.
He certainly needed an IEP, and honestly, he needs to be seen by neurology and psych. Yeah, like he's
for
not.
sure. So, then he asks Sam if he regrets anything about the way things turned out, right? And Sam says, I'll tell you what I regret. I regret all the years I could have been a father to you. You know, all the times that I missed out on you growing up. I think that's a perfectly good diplomatic answer to give.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great answer. Grace is upset.
Yeah.
Grace is upset.
While playing mommy to John.
Who ain't her baby?
Who, when he came into her life, the bitch gave him a present for every year she missed with him growing up.
Yeah.
Oh, that seems sweet.
It was
sweet.
weird as fuck. I found that weird as fuck.
It is sweet, but it also, I feel like if you have the knowledge of what is actually going on, it feels less sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, because I know we're going to talk about it later. But I love it in this moment, Sam also tells Ethan, like, I think he has very diplomatic and realistic responses and really good advice, because he also says, you know, having one loving parent is better than two parents in the house if they don't get along.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly how I feel.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's exactly how I feel.
Precisely.
As a person who grew up in a home with parents who fought and didn't need to be together, when I tell you how I was thrilled, I like cried tears of joy when my parents finally split up for real. Because it was a weight off of me. I was just filled with anxiety all the time. And my parents weren't happy. And it was just a really nasty place to be. The energy in my house was horrible. And I'm not saying that Ethan and Gwen we actually know how their relationship is going to pan out, right? Like, we know that things start to kind of go south, and a lot of that is Theresa. I know, yes,
but because if Theresa wasn't in the picture, they would be just fine.
I don't know that they would, though.
I think that Gwen is too smart for Ethan, and that she is already fed up with him and his dumb choices and the way that he like just lives his life. Like, I recognize that she loves him, but like she's also annoyed by him all the time and irritated by the shit that he does, as she should be.
Yeah.
But he's so fucking dumb. That is the conflict. The conflict is the difference in their intelligence levels, and that they cannot get on the same page about shit. So I do think that Gwen eventually would have gotten frustrated with this dum-dum.
Yeah, and you're not wrong about the difference in their intelligence level. I actually, there's been multiple times where Ethan's like having full-blown conversations with little Ethan, and I'm like, yeah, that's who he needs to be talking to. That's his intelligence level. That's his intellectual equal. Is baby Ethan. Because
the two Ethans.
Yeah. But yes, Sam does tell him that I thought that was like you said, very measured, very solid advice, you know?
Yeah.
One loving parent is better than two parents who hate each other.
And I appreciate too that he didn't tell him what to do. Because Ethan went to him, he's gone to everyone that I've seen so far, basically being like, what do I do with this information? It's like, I don't know, you weigh it and make a fucking decision. But like, he went to Sam with the same intention, and Sam gave him an honest response and basically said, there is no right way to do this, and there's no wrong way to do this. You have to do what's right for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and we know what Ethan did.
Well, and Ethan's biggest concern is about the baby is that he doesn't want to miss out on any moments, which I understand. I get that. I know that there's gonna be will feel like a disconnect if you're not under the same roof as your child, especially in those early years.
Sure.
But
well, and it's, to be fair, for Ethan, like he's just found out that his actual biological father was not in the picture, and Julian, of course, is not a particularly loving parent and all of that. So I'm sure for Ethan, he is thinking about all the times that a father figure had missed out on his life, and he's thinking about that and kind of what's the term? He's projecting that onto like his future progeny. So I think that is certainly at play here too, but he can't articulate that because he's fucking idiot. So,
stupid. He multiple times makes comments like a child needs two parents. A child needs both of a father and a mother in the same house, and that's a really big sticking point for him. That's that he cannot get over that little hump. Not that it's a little hump. It's understandable. I understand what he's saying. It's
it's passion's morals.
Oh my God,
seeping through the screen. Like they're like, especially knowing that it's a young audience, they're like trying to tell them get married, have babies, like live a very conservative life, basically.
That is a really good point, Maria. Yeah, sometimes I forget that. Everything is filtered through the morality of passions. That's
this
a
very
really
puritanical lens.
Yes,
100%.
Patriarchy.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
So, Sam says one loving parent is better than two parents who can't get along. He says it wouldn't do for you to marry Gwen just because she's pregnant with your child. Gwen's not the love of your life, but back then Ivy was the love of mine. And so that's the difference. And he says, you are the only one who can decide what's best for you. Whatever you decide, though, I'll be in your corner. And then they hug. And of all of Ethan's scenes this week, this was the only one that I was able to really stomach. Yeah. And that was mostly because of Sam saving this whole scene and carrying the scene on his back.
And Sam is a pretty good father. Like, he tends to listen to his children and talk to them. Maybe once or twice he gets it wrong. Yeah, when he does see them, yeah.
Except for Jessica.
Yeah,
no one sees Jessica. Like, where is Jessica?
We haven't seen Jessica in months.
I figured as much because I was like, I saw everybody else, but not that bitch. So
at this point, we should worry because we also know she has a crush on Risa. We haven't seen him either. What are those two doing?
They up to?
What they doing?
So meanwhile, anyway, that all happens. It was a nice scene. They hug. Ethan leaves. Grace is sulking nearby after hearing everything Sam had to say, none of which was bad. Y'all all heard it. You can judge for yourselves. Did Sam say anything that should have upset Grace?
Yeah. Nothing. He didn't say anything.
Oh, looks like Laura's going to defend Grace.
I would like to defend Grace, but let's dive into it with the troubled marriages.
Okay, we will. Yes, good. That's my note.
Let's stick with Ethan and all of them for now. Yeah.
So Ethan goes back to the mansion. Yeah.
Here we go.
Ethan returns to the mansion. He finds Gwen having her talk with Theresa, right? Where we left off with Theresa and Gwen. And Theresa tells Ethan, hey, Ethan, I know Gwen is pregnant, but nothing has to change. It doesn't have to change anything. And we can still do our plans for our life. We can still get married and still be together. And you can still be very present in your child's life. And you can still be there for the baby. I'm sure Gwen will allow you unlimited visitation. And then Gwen notably grabs onto Ethan's arm and says, Ethan saying, I really want you to be a part. Oh, yes. She grabs onto Ethan's arm and says, I really want you to be a part of his or her life. And Teresa's right. We can use the internet to send photos and videos of our child when you can't be there. Like, this is the thing that made me say, Gwen was not, once she found out she was pregnant, she was not serious about leaving. This is the thing, because please, she knows Ethan well enough to know the minute she was like, yeah, we can use the internet and I can send you pictures, that he was going to be like, that's not going to be sufficient. And he can visit
as much as he wants. But had he then decided to still marry Theresa, that girl would have been on a plane and out of there. She would have left. She would have left. So her just saying she's
that.
being honest, like, you can come see the baby, because I ain't staying, pregnant or not. I'm out. Did she use it to her advantage? Sure. But Theresa would too anyway.
No.
So
And listen, I'm not faulting for her for that. I want to be clear. I'm not faulting Gwen for the tactics that she uses to try to get Ethan to want to be with her. I just think that we give a lot of shit to Theresa, and Gwen does a lot of the same little things. That
not to the
Theresa
same
does.
level, though.
Maybe not to the same level, but it's not like she's completely innocent of trying to hang on to Ethan with anything she can, right? Like, she does that. And I think that's what irritates me sometimes. And I'm like, Gwen is not as straightforward as y'all act like she is. She isn't. Like, she is doing these things because she has hope that she will get Ethan back. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want us to be honest about what's going on here.
sure.
I will say that to me read as quite pointed, where she was like, I know, like, it was like, of course you can see the baby. We'll send pictures on the internet.
And
like,
think about it,
can-
it's 2002.
It's
You know how long
2002,
it was
it's
to upload one photo to the internet?
I remember Sam, like, trying to get that one photo of fucking whoever, Grace or whatever it was. I can't even remember, the twin. And it took 7 months. Okay. So I totally, I totally saw that as Gwen being like, yeah, you can see the baby all the time. And like, a lot of the time she would refer to it as a him, like I read that as, he's gonna hate not being able to spend physical time with the baby. So I'll make sure to bring that up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also to Liza Huber's credit, I also want to say it's the acting that led me there, right? The change in her voice, the way, the softening of her like physicality towards Ethan, right?
Holding her belly.
Yes,
Yeah.
when she was like, I'm out of here, because I do believe Gwen was done. I do
Yeah.
truly believe
She
before
was.
she found out she was pregnant, she was done. She was out of there. And her demeanor towards Ethan was very like stern, straight. I mean, her voice was deepened like Elizabeth Holmes. You know how Elizabeth
Yes,
Holmes put on
yes.
that fake ass voice.
My name is Elizabeth Holmes.
When after she finds out about the pregnancy and we're in these conversations, it's a lot lighter. It's a lot like, oh yeah, no, there's a shift. There's a shift in the way she talks to Ethan and
agree.
engages with Ethan. And like I said, I think the portrayal that Liza does is what led me there as well, right? And she does a great job.
I think she does a great job. And I would also add, I don't think this makes Gwen bad at all.
I don't either.
So I don't think that, I think that both of these women are desperate about
a little bit. Yeah.
And they both behave in very unbecoming ways.
Yes.
Not just to each other, but also to themselves. Like, I think they kind of like abandon some of their dignity, a lot of their dignity.
All of it.
And embarrass themselves. And I think this is an example of that. I think this is an example of Gwen doing that. And I think we're going to see Theresa do the exact same shit, and we're going to
Well, she was already doing it with little Ethan, who was not even his child.
Yeah.
She was using the baby to get close to him. And it's Julian's baby. As for now, but
Yeah, right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
she does it. If anything, the
Totally.
difference what I see between Theresa and Gwen is that had Ethan said, no, I'm going to stay with Theresa, she would have been up and out. She would not have stayed in Harmony, pregnant, constantly trying to get him back, come see your baby, to break them up. She would have just gone with her kid.
We don't know because it doesn't happen, but so I can give you like 60%, like maybe. There's also a part of me that feels like, if Ethan's back and forth, I think there's a moment in Gwen's life once she, particularly after she becomes a mother, or around the time when because right now the baby isn't real, right? Like, it is and it isn't, right? Like, she just found out that she's pregnant. It's early days, but imagine being 9 months pregnant and like the reality is setting in of becoming a single mother, and like that might shift her
Baby
priorities,
hormones.
right?
She'll be flooded with baby hormones.
I could see too that my impression, I think, is that Theresa is more straightforward about like, this is what I want. I'm gonna get it no matter what. And Gwen is a little bit more cunning, and that's not me. That's not like a bad quality. I think being cunning is a good thing. I think she's a little more intellectual, and she will think about things and like come back with a plan, where Theresa doesn't have a plan. She just does the thing.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest differences between the two of them is that Theresa, like you said, very straightforward, but also there's a shamelessness about her.
Absolutely.
And with Gwen, there's a part of her that knows that doing this is just like so pathetic. And we've seen her talk about that.
Yeah.
And she part of her knows it's pathetic, but sometimes she can't help herself. And so I think that's kind of the biggest difference between the two of them, or for me, is that like Theresa is shameless about it.
Oh yeah.
She's like, this is what I want. And I'm going to keep begging and begging and begging till I hopefully get what I want.
Like, I'm going to wear the bitch down. I'm going to get this
wearing you
man.
down.
I'm going to wear him down.
and Gwen, like you said, a little more intellectual about it. And also, I think she has like internalized that, this isn't how things should be.
Yeah.
Right? I shouldn't have to fight this hard for this, but I'm going to keep doing it. But I'm gonna keep doing it.
But
I'm gonna fall back into this pattern.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on with these two gorgeous women. Gorgeous, beautiful,
Gorgeous
beautiful
women.
girls.
Yeah.
Gwen looks good. I haven't
She does.
seen anyone in a while, and I was just like, Theresa looks grown. Gwen looks really good. Like, everyone's got like their longer Sheridan's hair is grown out. Like, everyone, it's like,
Everyone
wow,
looks great. Yeah.
This is a good look. I forgot how good looking this cast is.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 across the board.
Yeah, mostly.
Well,
Okay, so anyway, where are we, girl? We are off on a tangent.
He still just walked in. Gwen is saying you can see the baby whenever you want.
Yes,
Don't worry.
internet. We'll send you photos, video, blah blah blah. Ethan says,
And
"No, I want to
Teresa's
see my
like,
child every
oh,
day."
we can just move there.
Yeah, and I appreciated that Theresa was like in problem solving mode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
love that.
she
I
was.
love that because Ethan didn't even consider any problem solving issues.
Well,
he was just
he's
like,
not
I
capable.
have a problem.
He's not
can't.
capable of doing that. Yeah.
Okay. He needs little Ethan there to help him put the other brain cell together. And right now, that little brain cell is running all by itself.
He needs little Ethan. You know those little boxes with the different shaped holes. He needs little Ethan to help him do that, right?
Yes.
Like, is this a circle?
Yes.
Yeah, does the star go into the rectangle?
Yeah.
Why won't it fit? Yeah.
Oh my god!
Because that's the toaster, Ethan. It's the toaster.
What do you think he got on his LSAT?
He didn't take it. Somebody took it for him.
So
Somebody
true.
took it for him. I
So
believe
true.
that wholeheartedly. Eve and this one, Ethan, I don't think either of them got their actual degrees themselves. I think
No.
they were bought and paid for.
Yeah, those licenses need to be rescinded.
Yes,
Yeah.
he needs to be disbarred. Her license needs to be revoked 10 years ago. My God. There's been a lot, Laura. You haven't been around, but she's, yeesh.
Yeah.
Eve is something else.
Would
Actually,
you like a sedative?
when we get to the Shawi stuff, I will explain some of the things
Yes.
that
Yeah,
Eve has
great,
been talking
perfect.
about.
Because I'm sure you're wondering, Liz, what is going on?
I mean, I figured out a lot of it, but yes.
Yeah. It's not hard to figure out, but there are some gaps.
I mean,
I'm
if
sure.
I figured out, I mean, they spoon fed me a lot of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, the show is really good about that, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of recap.
Yeah.
So
Teresa's in problem solving saying, we'll just all move there, which I think would have been a bad idea because Gwen just doesn't want this woman near her child. And she would have hated it. Also because I know Theresa, and the second Theresa actually bears his actual child, even though we know about little Ethan, she's going to use that child to keep him from going to see Gwen and their baby. I know it. I know it. No, I think she would.
I don't know. Well, again, it doesn't happen, so we will never know. We can only like wildly speculate. But I think Theresa, as far as children go, I think she has like, an understanding of that's your baby. You need to have contact with your child. I think she probably would prefer it if the baby came to their house, if the child came to their house versus Ethan going over there. But I also think she would know and understand that she can't press the issue with Ethan about him seeing his child. Right?
Yeah, I honestly think that Theresa would do anything that would make Ethan happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep him with her. And as long as he's happy.
Exactly. It's like to placate him and keep him with her. She not even, she just is so obsessed with him. Anything that he wants, if it means that she gets to be with him, she's going to green light it.
100%.
But, you know, 100%. The idea about moving to New York is good, but she's not even thinking fully. Because would Julian allow her to leave with her child? Or would she leave without her child?
We're still in problem-solving mode. And honestly, it does seem like Julian absolutely would have let her leave with her child because he seemed to have no problem with her signing her life away to him, right? And like signing off on the divorce. He didn't spare a thought to that baby. About that kid. He didn't spare a thought to that baby.
But Alistair thinks about that baby.
Yeah, but she might be gone by the time Alistair even figures it out. But
is he still a phone?
He is still a phone. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. He is still a phone.
Great.
He is still a phone. Okay. So yes, Ethan says no. I want to be with my child every day. Theresa says, Gwen says you're more than welcome to fly into New York as much as you like. And he's like, you're still moving to New York? And she's like, yes. What? This changes nothing, right?
Yeah.
And he says, well, but this changes everything. She says, no, I'm moving there. I was moving there because there was no reason for me to stay here in Harmony, and there still isn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ethan gets all upset. He's like, what can I be to my child if I'm in another state? And this is when Theresa suggests that they move to New York together. They're like, well, let's just we can move to New York. It's not that far. I mean, they are in like Massachusetts.
Yeah,
so it's not
true.
like, they're on the eastern seaboard. It's not like moving from LA to New York. And so she says we can just move to New York and you can see them as much as you like. And Ethan's like, no, this isn't gonna work for me. Gwen being pregnant with my child changes everything. That's what Ethan says.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to stop, but I'm gonna keep going. So he says to Theresa, it's not that simple, Theresa, not to me. Gwen, this is to Gwen, he says, I have searched my heart and soul thinking about us and the baby and its future, and I've reached a decision. And I'm glad that you are here, Theresa. Turns to Theresa. I'm glad that you're here, Theresa, because I want all three of us here together because I want to come completely clean with what I've decided. I want us to be together, to Gwen. You, me, and our baby. Will you marry me, Gwen? Will you be my wife? He says, I love you. You know that child that you're carrying is now proof of my love. We'll come back to put a pin in that. Is now proof of my love. So whatever's making you hesitate, don't let it. We will work everything out once we're married. These are direct quotes from this stupid fucking idiot man.
Yes.
We'll work everything out once we're married, and we should be married. We should be together, not only for our sakes, but for the child's. So, Gwen, will you marry me? Gwen, rightfully, says no. Because what the fuck kind of proposal was that?
Yeah, exactly. And in front of your other girlfriend.
In Theresa's house. Mind you, in Theresa's house.
In her house, with her ring. Presumably.
That's Gwen's ring. That's Gwen's ring.
All right, so he was going to propose to Theresa with Gwen's ring. Awesome.
Yes, there it is.
What a fucking bag.
What
a
piece of shit.
But he did that at Christmas the first time. That was Gwen's ring.
Yeah.
Piece of
I don't know. I love that he's like, I want you to be here for this, Theresa. It's important that you see this. Like, what the fuck?
Well, maybe he also knows that she'll make up something in her head and be like, no, you must have been drugged. That didn't happen. Like, because she'll convince herself of anything and everything. So at least this way, you're witness what I'm doing. I am proposing to her. in
That's
no
fair.
uncertain terms.
Yeah, that is fair, especially considering he has told her before, I'm going to marry Gwen, and then he came back and told her, no, actually, I want to marry you. So she had to see the proposal. But this is, I will say, Ethan has created an environment in these relationships where nothing is ever final. Mm-hmm. He has created that possibility for Theresa and fed that. He has fed that delusion, right? Because of the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth.
You know, folie à deux, like the folly of two people where they kind of get involved in each other's psychology. I feel like this is a folie à trois, where all three of them are just in this delusional bubble of insanity.
Yeah.
Oh, these poor people.
Not poor.
It'd be so much better if Ethan just wasn't around anymore.
He should drop dead.
He should drop off a bridge or something.
He should have fell off that elevator shaft.
We should have left him on the elevator shaft. That's what we should have let him go.
You should have left him in that green fog or whatever the fuck she mentions later.
Oh my God, I can't believe she brought that up.
Which was hilarious. But you know what? I understood why she brought it up. So actually, let's get into it more.
Rebecca
Gwen
comes in at this time because she's like, Gwen, what the hell are you? No, but what I loved, and I made a note of it, she just shoves Ethan.
she shoves
him to the side. Like, Gwen, what are you doing? You can't turn him down.
But I actually want to go back to some of the things that Ethan said in his terrible speech, his terrible proposal. I've searched my heart and soul thinking about us, the baby, its future, I've reached a decision. I'm glad you're here, Theresa, which Laura has already touched on. That really pissed me off. And I know that we just kind of hashed that, but I just want to say that really, really burned me up. I'm glad you're here, Theresa. Why? What do you mean? Anyway, and then this part. He says that the child that you're carrying is proof of my love. No, it's not.
Proof that we fucked.
Exactly. It's proof that we had sex. That's the only thing it's proof of. It is not proof of your love, your devotion, your honesty, your steadfastness. It's proof of nothing.
Well, it's proof that they were in a relationship because he didn't one night stand her. They were in a relationship when that baby was conceived.
It only proves conception. It only proves that they had sex. What Ethan's frame of mind was when they were fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's Passion's morality, to steal one of Maria's points. Being like, oh, if there's a baby, then that, a pregnancy is proof of our love. Like, I think that's just Passion's morality bullshit.
Because there's a couple of pregnancies of the 4 babies. Let me think. Are any of the other ones conceived out of love? I guess 1, but the other 2, no. The other 2 are not. So, that doesn't do it for me. I don't like that idea. The baby that you're carrying is proof that I love you. No, it's proof that you put your dick in me and didn't pull out.
Especially since we know that he was going to propose to Theresa. And that the baby is
but
the
he
reason.
woke up and was buying this ring for Gwen. He was literally going to propose to her that same day. She was pregnant that morning, too.
No, I agree. Listen, Maria, I agree with you. He was going to marry Gwen. The fact that he even decided in this same day, actually, no, I don't want to marry Gwen. I want to marry Theresa. She's my soulmate. Tells me maybe you don't love Gwen as much as you think you do, right?
But he still does love her, and he has admitted as much.
Just
not as much
love her.
as Theresa, but he doesn't love Theresa enough to still marry her.
He's known her for, he's having.
Let's be honest, though. This isn't about love. This is about his own sense of guilt.
Thank you. Yes, it's about his own sense of guilt. He has now knocked up Gwen. She's going to be left on her own, and now he's going to marry Theresa, whom he left her for in the first time. Yeah, I'm sorry, I cut you off, Laura.
No, that's what I was going to say. It is exactly that, where it's not about who he loves more or who he loves less. He thinks that he has love for both of these women. But the reason that he is elected to propose to Gwen in this way in front of Theresa is because of the sense of guilt, knowing that she is pregnant with his baby, which a sense of duty and obligation is not the same thing as love. And I think that maybe that's LeTara, what you're picking apart out of his speech
100%.
is being like, this baby was born out of love, was his way of saying, I'm proposing to you because I feel guilt.
Yeah, it's gross. I just
Yeah.
And truthfully, Gwen deserves better. We've talked about this before at length. Gwen really deserves better. So I am glad that she initially says no.
She says,
but-
no, Ethan, I won't marry you. I can't.
I can't. Yeah. And this is when Rebecca rushes in, and pushes Ethan out of the way. What are you doing? What do you mean you won't marry him? Of course you, Ethan. Of course she will. Of course she'll marry you.
Yeah. You know what? I really appreciated Gwen being like, looking at her mom and being like, I'm not going to marry this man. He has always loved Theresa. Like, I'm tired of getting pushed around and pulled in 2 different directions. I'm tired of all this shit. Like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to New York. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to have this baby. Maybe I won't. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
You're like, you don't have to if you don't want to. But Passions, of course, is not going to bring that up. But, like, you know, I love that she was like, no, I'm out. I'm out ski. Like, I don't want to be doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
So
but
she
I do
takes
love Rebecca.
Outside. Yeah,
no. Before that, Rebecca, she was like, no, she's making a mistake. Look, clearly Gwen doesn't know what she's doing. Here, look, I'm gonna hold her hand out. Where's the ring? Let's just put the ring on.
Yeah. So Gwen kind of pushes her mom out of the room. She's like, no, mother, come out. Let's go. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about this here, basically. And she goes out to tell her mom where her head's at. And so Gwen says, she says basically, I never had Ethan this time, right? Because I think Rebecca said something like, you're gonna lose Ethan to Theresa again, and she's like, I never really had Ethan this time either. His heart was always with Theresa. And Rebecca says, well, you must have had a pretty important part of him, or you wouldn't be pregnant. That's what he said. You must have had a pretty important part of him.
I love Rebecca. I love Rebecca.
I don't know if I have my Rebecca music ready. Yeah. You must have had a pretty important part of him.
Yeah.
I love how she delivers everything with kind of this sing-songy lilt in her voice too.
It's very
so she can kind of get away with saying really terrible, gross,
horrendous things. Horrendous.
But it's kind of it makes me want to laugh, you know? Mm-hmm. She's like Julian in that way. They're a good...
Yeah, they are.
Good villain pair.
They are a good weird duo.
Yeah.
So I actually skipped ahead to the very next episode and saw some weird shit that they're about to do next week.
Yeah. I did too.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the story.
Yeah. So Rebecca tells Gwen that she's being short-sighted and that she can't let Ethan get away this time. She says you need to marry him and he will come to love you so much more than he could have ever loved Theresa. So marry him. He'll grow to love you more than he loves Theresa right now, right? Again, you're not making a great case for it.
It's good enough for Rebecca.
Well, and that's the thing. It's Rebecca will accept any and everything, right? From a
the
man
guy doesn't even have to be in love with her, because is Julian in love with Rebecca?
No. Because all Rebecca wants from Julian is money and power. She wants to be Mrs. Crane, right?
Yeah.
And so Gwen says, I am not going to accept Ethan's proposal just to get revenge on Theresa. Okay, girl, I love that. Yes. Keep that up. Keep that energy. And then Rebecca says, okay, then forget about her, Gwen. This is about you. You want Ethan. Please don't let him just get away, especially after you swore that you would never say no if he asked you to marry him again. And she did say that. But the circumstances have changed, and she's allowed to change her mind the same way Ethan has changed his mind over and over again.
Yeah.
Right? But she did say that. She's like, if I'm ever lucky enough for Ethan to propose to me, I won't say no this time. So, but she has said no because she has a brain. Unfortunately, the little worm called Rebecca is eating away at it.
Yeah.
Just like RFK Jr.
So now, Ethan, yes, just like RFK Jr., yes.
That little worm.
Little worm eating away at her brain.
Eating away at your brain.
So I'm not going to do my RFK Jr. Impression, although I'm a little raspy, so it would be really good today.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to do it.
Please do.
I'm just going to read my notes in RFK Jr.'s voice.
I'm ready.
Ethan says he can't believe Gwen turned him down. What? Theresa then, of course, advocates. I hate him. I'm sorry. I really hate him. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Mute, not unmute it. But anyway.
This is so off topic. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, say it.
I watched a video of him delivering a speech years and years and years ago before the spasmodic dysphonia had kicked in, and he already clearly had like some dysphonia in his voice. Like as an SLP, I feel like that I can absolutely say that. I can
My girl's a
that.
healthcare professional.
That's right. And so I was like, oh, I think there's multiple things going on because this man's voice has always been ratchet. It's always been raggedy, and probably like the history of drug use and everything else didn't help. But it's just out of control now, and there are so many things that he can do, and it's just clearly
he doesn't believe in healthcare. He
doesn't believe in healthcare and medicine and all that. So he's just So now he's just walking around without
even
voice.
though it's his job.
Yeah, it's his job.
Yeah,
his job. So anyway, back to passions. This show that helps me forget about those things. So y'all, this actually really pissed me off. Ethan, while Gwen is out talking to Rebecca, Ethan is shaking his head and he's like, I can't believe Gwen turned me down. You can't?
Oh yeah, that our getting married was the right thing to do. Even I was like, for who? For you, because you're being selfish.
I can't believe Gwen turned me down. That was one of the worst proposals I've ever had the misfortune of hearing. And you are shocked that she turned you down when you said to her that you were only wanted to marry her because she was pregnant. And 10 minutes ago, you came to her room and told her you were marrying Theresa because Theresa was your soulmate, and you're surprised that she turned you down? Fuck you.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I hate him.
I love that he turns to Theresa, though, and is immediately seeking comfort. And she's like, well, you could ask me to marry you instead.
Go ahead. She's like, go ahead, please. Go ahead. Ask me to marry you. You know, I won't turn you down. I'm like, of course you wouldn't turn him down.
She literally says, propose to me now. We can get married. Why not me?
I wrote, then Theresa, of course, advocates for herself to marry Ethan. And she says this. She says, well, if Gwen wasn't pregnant, who would you want to marry? I know that if you answer honestly, that woman would be me, not Gwen. She refused your proposal, Ethan. I accepted it. We can still get married. We can and we should. She says, if I was the woman you wanted to marry before you found out Gwen was pregnant, then I'm the one you should still want to marry. And she makes a great it's a great point, right? It's a very good point. I do understand why Ethan is making the decision that he's making. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong because I don't think you should marry somebody just because y'all are having a baby together necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do understand it. I don't agree. And Theresa, same with Theresa. I understand what she's saying. She makes good points. I don't agree.
I hear where she's coming from. Like, I get the logic of, if you loved me before you found out, then you should love me now. But it's like, also his priorities have changed because of this, and to ignore that is insane. But I these three are so infuriating. Jesus Christ.
The fact that we have to try to even make logic of any of this is crazy.
Honestly, I think these women are just like, have devoted so much of their time into this man that now they're just trying to get him because of the sunk cost fallacy.
There it is.
That's honestly what it feels like, because he sucks.
He really sucks. The ladies and the writers of Passions have written it in such a way that Ethan really is not Ethan's a great guy. He's a great catch. That is what is written for this story. What we glean from it, because of how he acts and the things that he fucking says, is that he's awful. But they have written that Ethan is a prize to be won, and he's a great catch, and any woman should be falling all over themselves to be with him. The three of us, and I believe the majority of our audience, do not agree with that, right?
Yeah.
But the Passions writers have written this so poorly. I'm sorry. It's just so disgusting. I'm like, the way these women beg and grovel and as we go on, just fight with each other constantly about this horrible man who, like I said before, there's never any daylight between his relationships with these women. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. There's always overlap. He's a cheater. He's a cheater. What do you want from him besides to get cheated on?
He's a no money, no job having cheater.
That's another thing. This motherfucker is broke. And later
he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have a fucking job. He just cleaned out of his office. What has he been doing? Has he been applying for work? He's a fucking cheater, loser with no brain. I hate him.
There's a name for that. Scrub.
He's a scrub.
I want no scrub. Scrub is the
taking no love from me. Hanging from the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
Try to holler at me.
Ethan is a scrub. Ethan
is a fucking scrub.
He is such a scrub. I hate him. He a bum. Oh, he a bum motherfucker, and I hate him. Oh, God.
Chad has a job.
Chad has
and he just got to Harmony.
Chad has 3 jobs.
And doesn't have a degree.
Chad is a working motherfucker.
Yeah.
Chad puts the work in. He tries. He's like,
Chad's a good guy.
Yeah.
Chad's a good guy. Right
Chad
now,
is a
anyway.
good guy.
Yeah, he overcame a lot of adversity, and Ethan had everything handed to him, and this is how he behaves.
Well, maybe he is a little bit more of Julian's kid. He has that upbringing.
Hello? That's the nurture over the nature.
That's what was modeled for him in Julian and Alistair.
Yeah. He can play around with these women all he wants to, because at the end of the day, he's the prize.
Yeah.
Well, Theresa continues her advocacy for herself. She says to Ethan that he should marry her, saying that Gwen and her baby will be fine. She's like, she's not gonna be some poor woman. She's gonna live in a penthouse with nannies and servants, which is true. She's like, she's gonna have plenty of help. She's rich. She'll be fine. And she says, this isn't the 1950s. And then she goes on to say, I know that you love me, yada, yada, yada. I'm the woman that you should marry, blah, blah, blah. Same old, same old. And then she goes, ask me to be your wife, Ethan. Propose to me now.
She's got some fucking balls.
Yeah. Listen, all she
Always
wants is Ethan. I think that's one of the things that does kind of draw me to Theresa is her single-mindedness, right? Like, sometimes I'm just like, damn, this girl doesn't think about anything else.
Like, caution be damned, dignity be damned. She's like, I will get my purpose in life is to be Ethan. With this man.
Good God.
She doesn't even think of her kid. Like, she'll throw herself down an elevator shaft. No worries that her child will be motherless.
We have to bring Laura. We have to bring Laura up to speed on the fact that a lot has transpired this night. One of the things that happened an hour ago, the baby died.
Oh, that's
her
right.
Her baby died.
Wait, what the fuck?
He's fine now, but
he came back. I think Eve gave him a sedative. Brought him back.
Wait, where's my sedative?
Sedative is something to quiet your nerves.
Yeah, the baby was extremely sick. Truly, an hour or two ago. The baby was extremely sick, having seizures. Of course, nobody, including Eve, took the baby to the hospital.
At no point.
Yeah, Eve was
there. Teresa made a promise
now.
And I know LeTara was gonna say something, but Teresa did also make a promise to God that she would stop chasing Ethan if he would save her baby.
Listen, it was a little convoluted. She said, basically, anytime Theresa makes those kinds of little promises or bargains with God, she always writes herself a little loophole, right? And so her little loophole this time was like, I'll stop chasing Ethan if he really wants to be with Gwen. But he had made it clear to her that he wanted to be with her. So that kind of is out of the window because she knows, like, right? Like, she knows he hasn't told her, like, in no uncertain terms, like, no, I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. I want to be with Gwen. No, he has changed his mind because of the circumstances. Circumstances have changed, sorry. Because circumstances have changed, but his feelings for her have not changed, right? So her loophole still stands. It does. I'm not saying it's
there
right.
wasn't a loophole when she promised God to save Miguel.
What did she promise God to save Miguel? And what was wrong with Miguel?
He was falling through the ice. And she went to get him, and she's like, God, if you can save Miguel, I'll stop chasing Ethan. It was even before Ethan even knew that she had feelings for him. This is way back machine.
I do remember Miguel falling through the ice. Laura was on the show back then.
I remember it well.
I do recall
Miguel
do you remember
her
but I
making
do not
a
remember
promise?
her making a promise to God about Ethan. No.
I just remember a lot of people make a lot of promises to both the devil and to God. So honestly, I couldn't say.
Yeah, promises.
I don't know. Promises.
Promises.
All I know is that I think Theresa lives in a state of delusion kind of constantly. And I think that Gwen has like one toe at least dipped into the reality pond.
She comes in and out.
She kind of comes in and out. But at this moment, like, it just drives me crazy because Theresa is begging and Gwen is having a conversation with Rebecca. And then Rebecca is like, you better get in there now because she's going to twist him around her finger and get him back.
And I don't know. I think Rebecca might have been right about that. I think 10 more minutes. I think 10 more minutes, Ethan would have been hers again.
I think so too.
And that is not an indictment on Theresa. It's not an indictment on Gwen. It's an indictment on Ethan and who he is as a person. So yeah, she says, propose to me now. And then he tenderly takes her hands in his, right? He takes her hands in his, and Gwen and Rebecca make their way back into the room at this point. And this is when Ethan says to Theresa, I know tonight's been very hard on you. And Rebecca's like, hard on her? What about Gwen? And Ethan says, Gwen, Rebecca, I know this situation has been difficult for everybody. For all of us. Is it that difficult for you, Ethan? Moving on. I know this has been difficult for all of us. I'm just trying to do the right thing here, and it's not easy choosing between the two women that I love. There, I said it. There, I said it. Theresa, Gwen, I love you both. And he says, the thing is, I just didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know what to do about it. Okay. So I talked to Sam both before and after I found out Gwen was pregnant, and I asked him what he would have done if he would have known Ivy was pregnant with me before eventually marrying Grace, and my dad told me that he would have married Ivy. So Theresa, you've made some very strong and good points about why we should be together, but the bottom line is Gwen is carrying my child, and I need to do the right thing by her and my child. Now, Sam explicitly said to him, I can't tell you what to do. I don't even know why he's citing Sam's answer about Ivy here.
He's misciting it. He's he's twisting it to get what he wants out of it. He's not really saying what Sam said.
In a way to absolve him of guilt towards Theresa, right? To be like, well, Sam told my dad told me I need to marry Gwen. So
listen, if Sam told me to do something, would I do it? Yes.
Bend over, baby. Show me what you're working with.
What do you want me to do, Sam?
Yeah, how
but I will say, Ethan also admits in this little scene, he's like, this baby is a big deal to me. So he does accidentally say the truth. I believe in criminology we would call that leakage. He accidentally says the truth within a capsule of a whole bunch of self-talk and lies to get what he wants, which is for both. What he really wants is for everyone to like him. And that's also part of the problem. It's like he's like,
He
yeah,
wants to be
I
the
love you
good
both
guy.
so much, and it's
Yeah.
so hard for me. I'm really the victim here because I love you both. What am I supposed to do? I can't keep this. I got too much love in me for one woman. Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? But he accidentally says, "This baby's a big deal to me,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so he admits it. That's
He
why.
does. Because Gwen asks him, because after he makes that whole speech, Gwen is carrying my child and I need to do right by her and my child, which again, if I'm pregnant and you're going back and forth about if you want to marry me or not, this is not the way to make me feel like you want to marry me, right? Because what if something happens with this pregnancy? And I don't want to, but anyway, but what if something
Right. What if
happens?
something happens and we've committed to each other, but we've only really committed to each other because you feel guilty and you have this sense of obligation that you have to be with me because of this baby? What if something happens and now I'm not pregnant anymore? Or like, do we stay together? Do we break up? Like, I mean, it is messy.
It's
Yeah.
extremely messy.
You should want to be with me
because you want to
Yeah.
be with me and you want
Am
to
I
build
too
a life
modern a
with
woman
me.
for thinking this way?
No,
No.
because Gwen was saying the same thing.
Gwen, the next
but
thing she says.
underlining is she still does want him, but
Yeah,
she
of course.
wants to make it clear, like that can't be the only reason.
She says to him, "Is that the only reason you want to marry me?" Right? So she asks him outright, "Is this pregnancy the only reason you want to marry me?" And he says, "No, no, Gwen, I love you. This baby is a huge deal to me, like you said, Laura. This baby is a huge deal to me." That's the end of that sentence. It's not like this baby is a huge deal to me, but I really do love you. You know what I mean? Like he says, "I love you," and it's like the baby's a huge deal to me.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Theresa, I'm sorry. You don't have to stay here for this. I know this is tearing you up. It's her house. You motherfuckers leave. Take this to the lobster shack, baby. Get out of my house.
The lobster shack, baby. The lobster shack, baby.
So I actually, real quick aside, there's new shirts, also shirts and totes. I bought the tote myself that says "Meet me at the lobster shack, baby," and it has a little lobster on it. So if
I
y'all want
love
one of
it.
those, go
So
get that.
cute.
So anyway, he says, "No, I want to marry you. Of course, Gwen. Yeah, the baby's a big deal, but like, I love you too, girl." And
He didn't say it like that. Come on.
but those were the words.
Those were the words, but he didn't say it like that. Oh, that like he's doing everything to like make sure that she doesn't think that it's just because of the baby. Like he's saying all the right things that she wants to hear.
He's saying some of the right things she wants to hear. He's kind of saying it.
I think he's saying enough because he does propose again, and this time
Yep,
she accepts.
she accepts. He says, "I have to do the right thing. I want to do the right thing," and he asks Gwen to marry him again. And
Not before she mentions the fog. Like this is where she then mentions like,
Theresa
remember the
says
night
so-
of the fog?
Yes, Theresa says, "No, Ethan, don't do this. Don't deny us a future together. Remember our vision the night of the green fog, how terrible it was that we weren't together. Don't let that happen." So, Laura, we're gonna bring you up to speed on the fog.
Awesome.
Do you remember the storyline when everybody was at the mansion and there was mist? And they were having all these different visions. There was TC's dad showed up. Eve had a vision of her baby being kidnapped. Mm-hmm. You were on the show during the mist thing, but
I don't remember
the first
mist.
one. In the park, in the Crane Park.
Yeah, they were in the
maze.
With the mist, and everybody
this
had
is a
different
different
visions.
fog.
It's a different fog, but I just want to. I was prefacing that by saying it's basically the same fucking thing.
Okay.
But this time the fog was green, and they all had instead of having visions about things that were happening imminently, they were having visions about the future. So and what their life could look like or could have looked like if they had made different choices. So for this particular vision, Ethan and Theresa, I don't know if Gwen shared the vision with them, but Ethan and Theresa had a vision together where Ethan had married Gwen. They had been married for a very, very long time. and then Ethan like has a heart attack, and Theresa like comes over to him. Old, she's a maid in the mansion. She's in Pilar's uniform.
Oh gosh,
gray hair, everything. No makeup.
He tells her how much he loves her, how much he should have married her. He's, and that he wishes that they could have had a life together. He always loved her, and he didn't ever really love Gwen the same way he loved Theresa. That was the vision they shared. It was not real, but it was basically a vision of what would happen if Ethan married Gwen, right?
Okay, so that's why she's bringing it up. Okay, got it.
Yes, even though that if he was with Theresa, that motherfucker would still drop dead and have a heart attack that same day.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
The fog and we still are not entirely sure if the fog was like showing them the truth. I lean towards fog. I lean towards it was showing them what some people wanted to kind of see for their future and what would have happened in order to be a catalyst for them to make different choices than they were about to make, right? So like with Julian and Eve get one about what would have happened if they had stayed together, and I think that was to help Julian kind of get over his hump of like, no, I need to get Eve back, because he's believe it or not, he's on the I need to get Eve back. You can't tell from this week, but that's basically where his head's at now.
All right.
We get a glimpse of that couple, and we're like, we want this.
Oh, it was so good. Oh my God.
Back in the day, they were called Avion. When you put the two names together. Avian.
Oh, really? Avian,
yeah, Avian.
Julian and Eve. I love that.
Avian.
Their like fog vision, I loved it. Eve was like she was like a Whitney Houston type character.
Oh,
and Julian was like basically her manager. Like he just like loved her and supported her career.
Aww.
Right? It was, and they both were so happy, and they had their son, and it was
creepy because the son didn't have a face.
Yeah, they couldn't see his face.
They couldn't see,
but it was obviously Chad.
Yeah, it was obviously Chad.
It was
this new Chad. I don't know if you realized we have a new Chad.
I could tell it was a new Chad, and I was sad because new Chad looks very attractive, but it was kind of blurry.
He is attractive, but I prefer Dawn personally.
Yeah, I like Dawn.
I prefer Dawn.
Yeah, and also the vision that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the vision that Kay had was amazing, and I really wish that would have happened with Miguel. Oh my God, it was so good. Yeah. It was so good. Her and Miguel were together. Charity like just shows up, but it was like a really good relationship, a healthy relationship.
And it was like Charity showed up after she and Miguel had gotten together, so she and Charity got to be friends, kind of thing. It was good. It was a good. I really enjoyed a lot of those visions, the green fog visions. Anyway, so
she brings it up as a last ditch effort to try and get
she's like,
Ethan
remember that? Yeah,
but
it doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work. Gwen accepts. Theresa gets very upset, of course. And she says, this is all wrong. You're supposed to marry me. And Ethan tells her, maybe you should go. Maybe I should go? This is my house. I was like, that was one of the moments where I like hit the space bar to pause it on my computer. I was like, threw out my earbuds. I was like yelling. Maybe she should go. This is her fucking house. And like I said, take it to the Lobster Shack. Take it to the Book Cafe. Take it to Lighthouse Park. Take it anywhere else but here. And don't tell me maybe I should go. Maybe you should fucking leave.
Maybe you should go.
But Theresa would never
get
do
out
that.
of my house that I have graciously allowed you to stay in.
Y'all are homeless.
She wants him there.
She does want him there, but I'm just, that's me. That's LeTara.
I know.
Talking.
Yes, I know. Because she would never kick him out. She was allowing him to sleep with Gwen right next door.
It's all so gross. It's all so gross and weird. But yeah, this is her house, and he tells her, maybe you should go. I want to say this. At this point, if I'm Theresa, right? I guess for Theresa, she never really feels like all hope is lost, ever. Right.
No,
she gets about 80% there, but I don't think she ever like pushes past that 80% of like, I've lost Ethan. It's never at 100%. It's always like, I've lost Ethan. but maybe I could get him back.
Yes, exactly. Like, she'll hit bottom for like 2 minutes and then be like, oh, but I'll get him back.
Yeah,
because
she lets herself
fate.
cry. She lets herself cry. She lets herself feel it.
But if I were her in this moment, I would go to Julian. Well, she had signed the stupid paper by now. But if she hadn't, I would go to Julian and be like, listen, and make the case. First of all, everybody in this house except for Gwen was a murder suspect for who killed Julian. Every single person is because Julian was dead. I don't know if you knew that. Julian got shot.
Did you see my face? I was like, what?
Julian got shot and nobody knew who did it. Yeah. Yes, and he died, but he faked his own death. He was gone. But somebody really did try to kill him. A lot of people. It was one night. Tabitha was sprinkling guns around town for people to find.
It was
like
amazing.
Easter eggs, and every single person had a gun. Eve, Antonio, Theresa, Pilar, Luis, which Luis always has a gun, but Ivy, Rebecca. I'm missing somebody else I can't think of, but there was like TC. Everybody was out to kill. I said Eve first.
Oh, okay.
But every single body in this town was out to kill Julian. Everybody but Gwen. Gwen was not a suspect. But everybody else was.
Everyone else had a reason.
All of the adults.
Yeah.
And besides like Gwen and Whitney, right?
Yeah.
Like I think even Chad had a reason. But maybe not. But everybody was trying to shoot him and kill him, and somebody succeeded. We still don't know who did it.
We don't know who did it.
Teresa took the fall for it because Ivy and Rebecca tricked her into believing that Ethan was the one who did it. And so she went to the execution chamber. They killed her. Yes. They doped her up with drugs.
But you know how I feel about that because she did it to herself.
I
she
know how you feel about it,
it,
but we don't have time to rehash that.
Yeah, we don't.
So, but Theresa died. Basically,
Damn.
but it was Alistair. It was a plot by Alistair. As far as everybody knew, Teresa was dead, and Teresa thought she was dying. Teresa had no reason to believe that she wasn't being murdered. Right?
Exactly.
So anyway, she took the fall for
Alistair
Julian.
knew all along that Julian was alive, and he did this so that Julian would come out of hiding and come back to the mansion.
Yes, but she did take the fall for it and died for it, basically, for all intents and purposes. And why was I telling you that? Oh, because. So Theresa has basically been exonerated. We know she didn't kill Julian. Mm-hmm. If I were her, I would go to Julian and be like, the people who tried to kill you are still in this house. One of these people probably tried to kill you. Do you really want them living here? And do you really feel safe? I certainly don't feel safe. And what about your baby? Who knows what they will do to your baby? Right? Like, put these motherfuckers out.
But Sam and Luis are on this case. They're still trying to solve it.
Girl, you see where Sam is.
Sam went to the house to interview everyone to still find out.
Then it will never be solved.
They have given up. I haven't heard a peep about that investigation for months.
It will never be solved. You know what they're doing? They're at the police station making a calendar of all the hot cops there. That's what they're doing.
They're not even at the police station. That's the thing. They're not even at work ever.
No.
And I don't know what Sam is even doing because he's not with his kids either. So I don't know what I see him with Ivy a lot. I'll say that. He's spending a lot of time with Ivy. Anyway, I digress. We'll get to it. So, anyway, the fog thing, everything with Ethan, this is the right thing to do. He asked Gwen to marry him again. She says yes. Blah, 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 blah. All these people. Oh, yeah, he tells her, like, maybe you should leave. And it's like, this is my fucking house. And then,
I love at this point, she's clinging to his leg.
She rushes back in to do it.
Yeah, because Rebecca takes her out. And she starts calling her like, you little tramp, you have no dignity, no class. How dare you slobber all over Ethan trying to destroy my Gwen shining moment.
Oh my God. This is her shining moment?
It's Rebecca. Come on, it's Rebecca. It's Rebecca.
This is your daughter. But that's such a weird thing for her. Like her mother is like.
Well, she's saying it to Theresa because for Rebecca, my daughter just won.
My daughter just won. My daughter just won. It's just like, this is her shining moment. Like, doesn't she have a couple of degrees? Like, hasn't she done some really great work at her job, whatever it is?
Yeah, didn't she just get a really top offer from a huge firm in New York?
Doesn't she have
actual accomplishments?
Yeah, other than Ethan giving her this weird proposal because she's pregnant. She got pregnant. She got knocked up.
But from Rebecca's point of view, it's about beating Theresa.
A win is a win, 100%. I guess. A win is a win. It just was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny to me that she was like, my daughter's shining moment. This?
Well, because she's also just trying to needle Theresa too. You know?
Yes, I get that. I completely understand what Rebecca's doing. It's just that particular choice of words. Even if I was in Theresa's shoes, I'd be like, that's her. This is her shining moment. Like, it would definitely give me pause.
Oh no, but Theresa would still accept it. She'll be like, oh yeah, marry me. I mean, she's telling the man to marry me, so she will take any shining moment, any moment.
They're moments. They're not shining.
Yeah,
they're quite dull, in fact. But they are moments. They are that. Yeah. Oh my God. Yesterday, me and Naya were out and I said something about passions. Oh, I had on one of my passion shirts. I had on the Tabitha and Timmy one. And somebody stopped and talked to me about it. And we were talking about passions, blah, 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 blah. And then later on, I was talking to Naya about the show. And she was like, yep, it's a show. And I was like, she's like, somebody wrote that. There were writers.
Yeah,
it is a show.
A room full of them.
It's like it is a show,
and it had an audience. People were watching it.
It still has an audience. We're watching it.
We're doing it. Yep. We're so enthralled that we made a podcast about it.
I have 13 pages of notes. Baby, I'm not just watching it. I'm analyzing and dissecting it.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Rebecca forces her out of the room, says all of that shit about how the stuff that Maria said earlier so eloquently. Yeah. And then Theresa starts yelling from the hallway.
No, well, before that, then they pan back to Ethan and Gwen, and Ethan's like, I know this isn't the perfect way to propose, but I promise I'll be a good husband and I'll do everything I can to make you happy, which is sweet and it's nice. And Gwen's like, Ethan, you're gonna be a wonderful husband. I'm just happy that you're here with me. And then you hear Theresa screaming, Ethan! And I was like, oh my God.
I have to clip that for a soundbite. I have to remember to clip that. Because it was so funny to me. She's just yelling from the hallway, Ethan! No, you can't do this, Ethan! And that's when Gwen, like, grabs his face because he gets, like, concerned. Yeah. Which is bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm not going to get too far into it. Okay, so she grabs his face and she's like, no, do not feel guilty. She is only trying to manipulate you again like she always does. This is the kind of stuff that irritates me about Gwen. I'm sorry. That, like, those kinds of, like, no, don't, she's just trying to manipulate you. That girl is losing it. She's not trying to manipulate Ethan. I see it as devastated.
I see it as manipulation. She's using emotional blackmail, basically. She's using her emotions to guilt him back. If he made his decision, he is guilty. But he just told you, I'm not gonna marry you. Like, at some point, you're just gonna have to, and it hurts. But she's always doing it. She's always crying. She's always begging. She's always using her emotions.
I see how Gwen could look at that and decide that is manipulation, but I do think it's genuine from Theresa.
Yeah.
In the same, I think the way that Lindsay is her name?
Lindsay, yeah.
Lindsay Hartley.
The actress.
Yeah, the actress. I think the way she plays it is genuine. You know, I think that this comes down to, like, the actor's choices, right? You know, I think she could play it as manipulative, but I don't think she is. I think she's playing this as, like, she's heartbroken and she's just lost the love of her life and she is responding, you know, in kind. But again, this is just my interpretation of it.
Yeah, that's my interpretation as well. She's absolutely devastated. And And my thing is, Gwen knows she's devastated. Gwen knows she's devastated. And I don't have a problem with Gwen having no like empathy for her devastation. But to say this is all fake, she's just trying to manipulate you, it's false. It's fake, and it's a lie. It's a flat out lie, in my opinion. And it's just a way for her to try to paint this Theresa in this really negative light and remind Ethan, like, she's just trying to manipulate you. She's a liar. When that's not the conversation we're having at all. Theresa is genuinely devastated, and you know that. And also, Gwen irritates me because she acts like she's so far above it all, right? That's your MO, Theresa, not mine. I would never beg. I would never grovel. But you have no problem accepting the disrespect. You have no problem accepting the product of groveling and begging, which is less than the bare fucking minimum. She's no better than Theresa in that regard. And it irritates me that she acts like she's so above it all when she's not. When she really is not. Well, I feel like
we've seen Gwen do the same thing. I mean, we've seen Gwen like go after her with a baseball bat. So, I mean, you know, I think both of them feel deeply, but because I think a lot of this is also Rebecca in her ear, you know, so she's repeating a lot of the things that she has probably heard from her mother about how this is all an act and she doesn't really love Ethan and she's just trying to manipulate him so that she can get back at you, and you know.
I mean, that's actually what Rebecca then does to Theresa. Start talking about, oh, they're going to have a baby. And, oh, my God, I wonder what color she's going to choose. Oh, I know what color you're wearing. You're going to be wearing green because you can be so envious. Yeah. And that's when Theresa loses it and runs into the room and grabs Ethan's leg like a child. Like, see, for me, those things bother me. Those things bother me.
And understandably, those things bother me, too. That's the thing. I love Theresa. Everybody knows I'm more on Theresa's side than I'm on Gwen's side. Yeah. But I want to be clear. I have respect for both of these women, and I think they should respect themselves far more than they do. I really do.
Yes.
And I want y'all to always remember that is my true and my main true stance is that these two women are good women at their core, and they love hard, and Ethan does not deserve either of their loves at all. That really is my core at this point, how I feel about both of these women. I gravitate to Theresa, and there's things about Gwen that irritate me. But there's things about Theresa that irritate me, which is, bitch, get the fuck up off the floor. What are you doing? Stand up. She bursts through these glass doors. Like, she doesn't shatter them, but she opens them. Because she's looking through the glass and crying.
like a child. Like, oh.
While Gwen and Ethan are, like, having this conversation.
It is one of the most embarrassing things I have ever watched. It made, like, I just had a feeling in the pit of my stomach. I felt such shame for her. It was just such an embarrassing display.
She grabs onto his leg like a kid that won't let you, you know how they play that game where they'll grab onto you and they won't let your leg go and you have to walk with them. She grabs onto his leg and is like, no, Ethan, you can't do this. I won't let you. You have to marry me. And you can't do this, Ethan. Screaming, crying. Yeah, girl, get up. Get
up.
Yeah. If anything, you're not making yourself any more attractive to Ethan. I mean, any sane man would go, oh my God, you're psycho.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I think Ethan
it is Ethan.
Ethan likes it. I think Ethan likes it.
I'm saying Ethan a normal man would be like, normal man.
Fuck? Yeah, a normal man would have been like, pardon me.
I think this appeals to Ethan in a very...
I think it does, too.
Yeah, in a very, like, base way for him. I think he thinks of himself as this good guy, right? And so he thinks of himself as like a helper, and I want to help you, and I want to take care of you, and he loves a wounded bird. He does. He loves to take care, but he doesn't take care. He loves the performance. He loves the performance of caring for someone and helping someone, a woman specifically. So yeah, she's down on the floor. I'm like, girl, for me, at this point, I was like, girl, get the fuck up. Get on your motherfucking Zoom and tell that man to go fuck himself. I just, oh God. But you know what? I hate men. So
in particular, I hate that man.
I hate that man so much. And no shade to any of the men who listen to the podcast. You know, I don't mean y'all. I just, you know, in general.
I'm sure every man that listens to this podcast is better than Ethan.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it. So, you know, Eric, that was not about you, buddy. I love you. I love you. So, and Garage too. Garage is a great father, great listener, good guy.
We have some good ones. Yeah.
DJ.
If anyone thought that this Patreon only had women, no, we have gentlemen on this podcast.
A good amount of men. DJ, who gave me the iconic line of "Buy a vowel, Simone." I love that. Still using it. Gonna keep using it till the day I die. Buy a vowel. And you know what? That's how I feel about these ladies now too. Theresa and Gwen. Buy a vowel. Get a clue. Come on. So anyway, I hate him. He seems to be somewhat enjoying this about Theresa. Yeah. Gwen takes her mother out of the room because Theresa's like making a big scene, right? She makes a big scene. Gwen says to Ethan, like, I'm going to take my mom out of the room. Maybe you can make Theresa see that you're not changing your mind, right? Take this moment, take the time to make Theresa accept your decision. So they leave. Ethan and Theresa have a conversation where Ethan says, I'm sorry that you're upset, but I've made my choice. And she says, well, the wrong choice, Ethan. You cannot marry Gwen. It's a mistake. Rebecca outside says to Gwen, now I really enjoyed this conversation between Gwen and Rebecca. I love what Rebecca said because she said it. I paused, and I'm going to get there. I know I'm having an ADHD moment, but I actually paused right before Rebecca said what she says. And I wrote basically the exact same thing. So when I unpaused, I was like, oh, damn, Rebecca said it. Okay, so Rebecca says to Gwen, are you out of your mind? You cannot leave Theresa alone in there with Ethan for even 5 minutes. You know how easily she can manipulate him. She could get him to propose to her. And Gwen says, well, I trust Ethan, mother. I don't know why. Ethan has not done a single trustworthy thing. Ethan has not done a single trustworthy thing, but I'm going to go on.
She's on cloud 9 right now. She got what she wanted. So.
She got what she wanted, so she thinks right now there's no way he would just turn on a dime in 15 minutes, but he did it before.
Also true, yes.
So she says,
there's no way he would propose to me and then immediately change his mind. That couldn't possibly happen.
No.
She says, he's already made his decision. You know he wants to marry me, and no amount of tears and theatrics is going to change his mind. And Rebecca says, do you really believe that? He already dumped you twice for her. And she says, what makes you so sure he's not going to do it again? And Gwen says, because we're having a child together, mother. Ethan loves me. He's an honorable man. He won't dump me again. And I wrote, girl, how many times do you have to get dumped? Right? Because here's my thing. When she said, I paused right before Rebecca said he already dumped you for her twice. Because, I wrote, like, I'm with Rebecca on this because let's run this down from the beginning. Okay? Ethan and Gwen were together. Ethan proposes to Gwen. Then Ethan leaves Gwen the night before their wedding for Theresa. Okay? Dumped once. Egregiously. Not just a breakup, not just I want to be with somebody else. We were supposed to get married in less than 24 hours. And then
the night before.
It was like 8 hours until their wedding at that point.
Yeah.
Like it was the night before the wedding. He dumps her. Now, for me, that would have been it. You're dead to me, actually. You're actually dead to me. You might be real dead, right?
Yeah,
like, you might be actually dead. Not just to me, but to the entire world. But whatever. She did what she did. So he dumps her. He goes to Theresa. Then he dumps Theresa, goes back to Gwen. Then he dumps Gwen, goes back to Theresa. Then he goes back to Gwen and back to Theresa again. And now we're back to Gwen again. Like, come on, y'all. And he did 3 of those he did in one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
In one day. We're still in that day.
As Ethan said, I know I flip-flopped on this a couple times.
My thing is, if I'm Gwen and like, okay, this is what I want, and I know Ethan is a flip-flopper, I'm with Rebecca. I'm not letting him out of my sight. Anything you can say to her, you can say with me in the room. That's at this point.
Just
Not
like
that
when
I
you
would want him,
proposed in front of her.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ethan and Theresa continue their conversation. Ethan says to Theresa, you need to stop this. You're just embarrassing yourself. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It was very embarrassing.
But then she says, I don't care, Ethan.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything except you. You're my world, Ethan. I've never loved anyone but you. And Ethan says, I believe you. I know how much you want us to be together, but it's not possible now. Things have changed. And Theresa says, Gwen did this on purpose. She got pregnant to trap you. Which, I don't agree with. I don't think that that's what happened.
They were in a relationship. They were already together.
We know that that's not what happened. But I'm like,
this is the story that she is telling herself.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
the delusion she's feeding herself.
She's not like realize they were in a relationship, and they obviously were even having sex without protection. So that was always a possibility.
So yikes. Sorry.
She's like, just the thought of it is grossing me out. But
unprotected sex in general is horrifying. No, if you're not on the pill, like the idea of just like having sex
and just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I pulled the goalie, but who knows what'll happen?
Yeah. Oh, good God.
I mean, but at the same time, Gwen would never have gotten mad if she ended up pregnant, and if he wasn't thinking about it, she wasn't gonna do anything.
Together, so it's like not that she didn't trap him, but for her, it's like it's a win-win if I do get pregnant, right?
Yeah,
because they're together, and she's like, yeah, I could have a baby with him. I don't know why, but okay. So
he's so smart and successful. Of course, our children gotta be too.
He's so smart and successful. Never won a case. Never won a case.
Never won a case. Never even went to trial, probably.
No, we've seen him in the courtroom. Loses every time.
Yeah. Theresa was put to death. He was her lawyer. And she died.
She died. Yeah.
He was her attorney.
Yeah, he was. He loses every time. He's not a good lawyer. Anyway, Ethan defends Gwen. He says she's not a dishonest person, blah, blah, blah. They have do y'all want to do this whole conversation? It's the same old, really.
Yeah, she's like, would Gwen risk her life to save you? Like, yeah. And that whole thing bothers me. Like, okay, you're willing to risk your life. Gwen isn't, but why is that the bar on trying to prove you love someone?
I think that also kind of speaks to the passion's logic and passion's morality, right?
Yeah. Like
that is a sign of true selfless love, that you are willing to give your life for someone like Jesus, right? Like they're painting her as this kind of almost like Jesus-like figure because she sacrificed herself, and love should be sacrificial. It's that very Judeo-Christian ideal of like sacrificial love. And so I agree with you, Maria, that it's like, that's fucking crazy. Actually, you should not throw yourself down an elevator shaft to try to say, you shouldn't lie and say that you killed somebody when you didn't, and then take the execution for somebody else.
Yeah, to save them.
You're unwell,
but then
you need
you're
to see a doctor.
Die. How do you that always bothered me. I'm gonna die for you
because it's not
so that
love.
We can be together, but you're dead.
Because it's not necessarily love; it's obsession.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It's not, I was about to say bordering on it, but it is full-blown obsession. And so it's very unhealthy. But what we have seen from Passions time and time again is that they think of obsession as love, right? And we, with our normal brains, see it and think, that's crazy, actually. You shouldn't be drugging your sister so you can have her boyfriend, right? Like, that's obsession. That's not love.
Yes.
So
Kay using the essence of charity to sleep with Miguel.
Sleep with Miguel.
By the way, Laura, Kay sleeps with Miguel.
Yeah.
In case you didn't realize, that does
slept
happen.
with Miguel. Yes. But he didn't realize it was her. She had doused herself in the essence of charity.
Oh.
Which Father Lonigan, I blame Father Lonigan, and I always will. Because Father Lonigan had that fucking essence and gave Kay the idea, and instead of just getting rid of it, he sent her on her merry way with it.
I don't like it. She raped Miguel.
Yes, she did.
100%.
Oh,
yeah. 100%.
100%. 100%.
Oh, I don't care for that.
We've talked about that, but we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Different
we have
storyline.
discussed that at length.
Yeah. And so then Theresa's like, I've changed and that I'll never lie to you again, I swear, which would never lie again. I would also not believe, because any little twinkle of her losing Ethan, she will lie again to keep him.
Oh,
every
she would do
time.
anything.
Yeah, every time. So her swearing I'll never lie again, not true.
Yeah,
I think Theresa has demonstrated time and time again that she would go to any length for Ethan.
No line she won't cross.
No line she won't cross. Yeah.
No line she won't cross. So she begs him, please, Ethan. He doesn't go for it. Theresa, don't do this to yourself. You're gonna make yourself sick. I've made my decision. I'm gonna marry Gwen. They do this for a while, to be honest. So I'm gonna skip ahead in my notes.
But there was a good point though, because she's like, but it's fate.
That's what I want to do. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do.
I have a lot of stuff between that, what I just talked about, and the fate stuff. But the fate thing was very, very good. Ethan made a rare good point.
Yes, I even bolded the line too.
Ethan made a rare good point because he says, before you came along, my love was special with Gwen.
Yeah.
And Theresa says, but I did come along, and if your relationship with Gwen was so strong, you never would have given me a second look. If you and Gwen were meant to be together, you never would have had feelings for me. And Ethan then says, Theresa, you made Gwen think you were her friend. She didn't know that you were trying to get me to fall in love with you, which I think is the first time Ethan has ever acknowledged that out loud. I think it's the first time he's ever acknowledged that out loud. So I do want to make that note that he does know that happened. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's aware of that.
Yeah, he pretends to be innocent in all of this and pretends that he doesn't know the lengths that people have gone to.
Well, because in the beginning, he was just trying to sort of like defend her and be like, no, it wasn't her. I fell in love with her. Without really acknowledging what she did.
Exactly, yes. Because I think he did fall in love with her, like, genuinely, because before she started doing anything, he just kept talking about her eyes, right? So, I do feel like that was inevitable, like Thanos, but Theresa is inevitable, just like Thanos.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. She's the Thanos of harmony. That's my girl.
She would make everyone disappear except for Ethan.
She would.
She would. In a heartbeat.
Crazy lady. Anyway, so he says to her, well, you believe in this idea of fate, right? And she's like, yeah, we were fated. We're fated to be together. And
but that's because when he told her you pretended to be Gwen's friend, she didn't know you were trying to get me to fall in love with her. She then says something weird. She's like, she didn't know because fate means for us to be together. No, she doesn't know because you lied. That has nothing to do with fate.
Also, that sentence didn't make any sense.
Again, I think this is Theresa just trying to make things make sense in her own mind. Like, she is looking for what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, grasping at straws.
No, it's the delusion, she's trying to convince herself
Yeah.
That it's not her, it's not the things that she's doing, it's fate stepping in.
She's trying to absolve herself of what
Exactly,
she's
yes.
done.
She's trying to
Even
absolve
though we all still remember Chuck.
I love the
That they still don't know.
paperclip air. I love the paperclip air. I still think she should have been with Chuck, the paperclip
She should
air.
have.
Agree.
She should have.
I really
Hard
do. Bring
agree.
Chuck back.
Bring him back.
Bring back Chuck. Bring back Chuck.
In fact, that's what I wrote in my notes. Can we bring back Chuck again?
I need Chuck in my life. No, that's what I'm saying. I need like fresh blood, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank God Fox is coming.
Yeah.
Um,
and so this is where you were gonna pick up where he's like,
Yeah,
do you believe in this fate business?
She says she didn't know because fate means for us to be together. And Ethan says, you really believe in this fate business, right? And she says, I really do, Ethan. He says, then think about this. What if Gwen getting pregnant is fate's way of putting me back together with her? Before you were in the picture, maybe you and I were wrong, never supposed to be together. And this is fate's way of putting me back with the right person.
That was excellent.
God.
That was excellent.
My God, on today.
Yeah.
How insightful.
Yes. And it's the only time he ever talks about faith, and he used it this way.
He used it the right way. He used it against her in the exact correct way. Because what do you say to that? Well, I'm going to tell you what
it
Theresa
still doesn't.
said.
Yeah.
She said, no, Ethan, you and I are supposed to be together.
Of course.
Honey,
because
in one
fate's
ear,
only
not
on
the
her
other.
side.
Yeah, only on her side.
It's only on her side.
Yeah, it's her thing. Fate is my thing, not yours. Mine.
Exactly.
Mine.
And by fate, it's me. I'm
me,
doing
me.
all this. It's not fate. I'm doing all this. I'm just calling it fate, so I seem more innocent about it, and that it's the universe. When it's not the universe, it's you.
But Ethan, he dressed her down with that one. He was, like I said, a rare good point from
Yeah,
Ethan.
I know. The hamster woke up for a second.
And he says, I don't see it that way, because she says we're supposed to be together. And he says, I know that I'm supposed to marry Gwen, and nothing is going to stop me from doing that. And then they go back and forth like this for a while. And Theresa, he thinks she should leave. Oh, he says again that she should leave. That irritated me. He says it to her at least 4 times. You should leave, Theresa. You should leave. You shouldn't be here. You should leave.
It's her house.
This is her house. You should leave. I know you homeless. Go find a shelter.
Yeah, but also he's there out of Ivy's invitation.
Ivy shouldn't be there either. They both need to leave.
Well, I mean, supposedly they're still contesting if she's
remember,
his wife, even though they already determined that Teresa's his wife, so I don't understand
Another case that Ethan lost. Case that Ethan lost.
Well, he's
was
appealing it. He is appealing it.
He was Ivy's lawyer in that whole divorce case, and he lost. Theresa won. Right now in the courts, Theresa is Mrs. Crane, and Ivy is back to being a Winthrop. She is not Mrs. Crane. She has no power in this house, legally. So I don't care. He can be appealing
is appealing it, and that's why he's there.
I doubt he's even filed the paperwork.
Probably not. I'm not saying he's good at it. I'm just saying that's the reason why he's still there. And also, Theresa wasn't going to kick him out. If anything, I think he was mentioning leaving, and she's like, no, you can't leave.
Well, what happened was she tried to put Ivy and Rebecca out. And Ethan said, well, I'm going to leave with my mother. And then Theresa was like, changed her tune and was like, well, y'all can all stay.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. But at this point, get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Ugh, yuck. Let me enjoy my money. Let me call up Chef. Give me some stuff made to eat away the pain. But that's me. I'm fat. So anyway, I go straight to food. I'm, to save myself from throwing myself off the top of this building. Anyway. Okay, we have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yes.
So anyway, they go back and forth like this, and then he calls for Gwen. He's like, Gwen, can you come in here for a minute? Can you please come in here? Because he's getting like agitated with Theresa at this point, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, understandably so. Even though, like I said, you could just leave. You should leave. But he's getting agitated with her, so he like makes a big show of calling Gwen in, and
He tells her again, like, don't put yourself through this, because he knows what he's about to do again.
Yeah, because he's like, I want to give her I want to give her the engagement ring. And so he calls Gwen back in and asks her to accept the ring in front of Theresa. And Theresa's upset, of course. And then she has such a flair for the dramatic. He tells Theresa to go upstairs and get some sleep, and she says, "I'll never sleep again." I love her. That's another thing I really think is why I gravitate towards Theresa, is because she is so dramatic, and I love, Laura knows this about me, I love a spectacle. Like I just love dramatics and fireworks and passion, and like I love a spectacle. And the girl makes a spectacle of herself constantly.
I
love it. She's great TV. And so then Ethan turns to Theresa and is like, "Theresa, I know you're upset. Upset, Ethan? I'm dying inside, watching you put my ring on Gwen's finger, asking her to marry you. It was Gwen's ring. It was Gwen's ring."
But Ethan was going to propose to Theresa with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes ago.
So I guess by, what's it called, the property or transference or whatever, that it's technically her ring now, because the intention was for her. The most recent intention was for her.
Yeah.
But now it's Gwen's ring again.
It's Gwen's ring.
It started out as Gwen's, and then it became Theresa's.
Yeah.
This hand-me-down ass ring.
I mean, this is the ring he demanded her give back because she took the ring.
Yeah.
Thinking it was hers.
It's cursed at this point. If I was Gwen, I wouldn't want it anymore, but whatever. Theresa goes on to give a speech about how she thought all her dreams were coming true. And
I did love that.
You and I, we were finally going to be together. I was the happiest woman alive. I thought that we would get married, spend the rest of our lives together, have beautiful children, but now it's all gone and my dreams are ripped away from me. You're going to marry Gwen. And then Gwen saunters over.
Loved it.
Go for it.
She's like, "Now you know what it feels like, Theresa."
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it.
She said more.
Theresa, you stole Ethan away from me, not once, but twice. You lied, you schemed, you manipulated. Okay, now you're gonna get what you deserve. This time's fate, as you so fond of saying, has intervened, and you're not going to get it. You're not going to get away with it, because Ethan's going to marry.
Oh, damn. Well, Ethan's gonna marry me. Yes, that was the end. And then
Sorry.
Ethan says, "Gwen, please." Then he does the Willy Wonka. "Gwen, please stop." Right?
She's like, "No, Ethan. Just give me a minute. This is long time coming, Theresa. I didn't need to lie or scheme or use tricks. That's what you have to do."
Theresa says, "You didn't need tricks, Gwen. You got pregnant. That's the oldest trick in the book."
And Gwen's like, "That's just the way things work out, actually, Theresa. In a way, I feel sorry for you because this was all you're doing. You brought this all on yourself."
And then Rebecca saunters over. "No one deserves to suffer more for the pain that you brought to my daughter." And this is when Ethan's like, "All right, please stop. This is cruel." And then Rebecca keeps going, "Well, not as cruel. No, I want to see her suffer the same way that Gwen did. You brought this on yourself." I mean...
And Ethan's like, "This animosity is not doing us any good for anybody. I can't live like this. It's your fault. You're the reason why this is happening."
So in my notes, I wrote, Ethan just stands there and lets them talk to her like that, even though this is actually all his fault. He's the one that kept dumping Gwen. He's the one who was causing her pain. He's a despicable, deplorable coward, and I hate him. That was because he stands there and lets them berate Theresa, and I get it. They have all this like fire and smoke for Theresa for, I guess decent reasons. However, the majority of smoke and fire should be for Ethan, because you're upset that you got dumped multiple times. He disrespected you. I will always go back to the fact that man left you high and dry 8 hours before y'all were supposed to get married. That is mortal sin number one. Like that is like there should have been no coming back from this. As a matter of fact, the only way I could get on board with whatever is going on with Gwen and Rebecca is if this was some kind of crazy revenge plot on Ethan, and they just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have been good.
I could get on board with the way that they're talking with Theresa, trying to like make sure that they get in there with Ethan and show like fine, but it's not. And they only have any issues with Theresa. Nobody makes any mention of the harm, the pain that Ethan caused for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they know he's special needs, so they're taking pity on him because he's easily manipulated by either of them.
No, I can't take that. I can't go for that. No, can do. They don't have anything to say to Ethan about this, and I think it really bothers me because it's like, you caused my daughter so much pain, but you stroke Ethan's ego every chance you fucking get. I don't get that. I don't understand that. You're happy to talk about how great Ethan is, and he's such a wonderful man. Is he? He's been cheating on your daughter the entire for the last 3 years. The entire time he's known Theresa, almost the entire time he's known Theresa. So like, yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth, but okay.
But it's Rebecca, and this is what Rebecca would do.
She's very
so for
male-centric.
her, she feels like Teresa's doing whatever it is Rebecca would do.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why Rebecca is so excited about Ethan, because for the longest time, she was excited about her daughter marrying into the Crane family, but now Ethan has nothing. He's not a Crane. He has no job. He has no money. He has no influence. He is a true nobody. So why is Rebecca all in on him?
Okay,
that's
we've
what Gwen
talked
wants.
about this a little bit because I also feel the same way. Similarly, there's a couple of layers to it that we have decided.
Okay. Fill me in.
One of the layers is that she cannot stomach the fact that her daughter lost out to the housekeeper's daughter, right?
Yes.
So that's like the base layer.
Okay.
The next layer is Rebecca has a plot, a scheme that she has set up wherein she plans to marry Julian and then reinstate Ethan as a Crane. So Ethan will still become, I want to be clear, she's blackmailing Julian at this point because she knows that Julian tried to kill Sheridan.
Yeah. But it's a blackmail with benefits.
Right. Well, benefits, right, for him and her.
Yeah.
But she is blackmailing him. He does not want to marry her. He doesn't really want to be with her beyond like sexually. But she knows this information. So for Rebecca, she feels like she's basically got it in the bag once he gets out of this marriage to Theresa. She has blackmailed him saying like, if you do not marry me, I will be going to the cops with everything I know. And she knows a lot. She knows a lot about
of what Julian's
quite
done
literally
to
where the
Sheridan.
bodies were buried, right?
Yeah.
So, so I think there's that layer of it too. She's like, he's gonna be a Crane again. So it's a win-win for her. My daughter gets the man she wanted. She also wins over the housekeeper's daughter. And he will be rich. He will be a Crane, so she will still have that influence, I believe.
Got it. Okay.
Where we landed.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I think these are good points. Okay.
Yeah. But I agree, because he's broke. It'd be easier to just find another man.
Right?
Yeah.
Again, sunk cost fallacy. I think they've invested so much time.
Yeah.
They're like, we might as well just keep going down this path.
Just keep wasting your time, wasting
Because there
your
is
life
still
away.
another Crane man. There's Fox.
There is Fox. Fox isn't the heir, but neither is Ethan at this point.
No, yeah. Well, Fox would be the heir because he's the next child.
Well, I think there was like a whole runaround about if Fox would be allowed to be the heir. There was
because Alistair's still alive. It's still his stuff. And he barely wants to give it to Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give it to Julian from
But
what I
the only
remember.
other choice is Sheridan. He's not giving it to Sheridan.
Hates women.
So it has to be Julian.
Yeah, has to be Julian. But anyway, where are we in this?
Lamar shows up.
Yeah.
No, Julian comes up. And he's like, Theresa, what are you still doing?
Oh, I lost you. But yes, he's like, Theresa, what are you still doing here? So I found it in my notes. So Ethan says we need to all just get along eventually.
Yeah.
He's like, can't we all just... my God, I hate him. Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, let's just all go back to my bed and have the threesome. Let's just do it right now.
Can't we all just get along? Like, I know this is tough for everybody, but...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Can't we all just get along? Go to hell. Go to hell. Drop dead and go to hell. And so Rebecca's like, you're right. And of course, we won anyway. And Gwen's like, Mother, it's not about winning. Ethan's not some prize.
Yeah, I mean, she's right there.
I feel like she said that. Because I do feel like Gwen is glad that a part of her does feel like she, quote, won. I do think she
100%. 100%.
She said that as a way to just like show Ethan, look, this wasn't about Theresa. This wasn't about winning.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a little performative.
Yeah.
For sure. So anyway, meanwhile, Ivy and Julian are upstairs having a drink. They celebrate the demise of Theresa because Julian has an imminent divorce coming from Theresa. And so they celebrate together with a drink. They flirt a little bit, kind of. It was fun. It was funny.
Yeah.
Ivy says, like, I'll never be that happy or stupid again. When
oh, my God, yeah. When he tries to sort of, like, he leaned in, too. He totally was going for it. And he's like, that wheelchair's starting to look sexy.
Yeah.
Okay.
At one point... He's so kinky, though. At one point, he says to her something to the effect of, I'm down one wife. If you would just oblige, and she's like, Teresa's a fool. I'm not. She's like, Julian, Teresa's a fool. I'm not. And he's like, I would never sign something like that. So. At one point, he goes downstairs, I believe, to get more booze. He gets that because he's already a little tipsy. You can tell he's a little drunk. He goes downstairs. He enters where everybody's having this conversation, and he's like, Theresa, what are you still doing here? And then he pulls out that divorce paper that she stupidly signed, and he's like, sorry. He's like, this says that you signed your right away to any claim on my name, my money, or my house. Ethan is shocked and stunned by this information. He's like, what? What? And then Theresa explains, I thought that I was marrying you, Ethan, and I didn't want the Crane name or money or anything Crane. All I wanted was you. And then Ethan says, my God, Theresa, do you realize what this means? You've lost everything. Thanks a lot, Ethan. Thanks for
I know that was a bit of a dick.
Like, I had no idea. I
You lost everything, Theresa. You lost it. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Ethan. God damn it.
I'm gonna say something crazy.
Go for it.
In Ethan's defense,
okay,
the writers wanted to make sure that the audience knew what was going on.
Okay. In Ethan's defense, yeah. Especially, I guess you can make that statement as well, like very well, since you needed that recap. You needed
right.
That.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I needed that recap, and the writers made sure I got it, and it was delivered by Ethan.
So then
that's
Julian
the one and only
says,
time I will ever defend him.
I try not to. I do my best. I try my best not to. Julian says, that's right. She has nothing. Nada. Whereas I, at long last, have been able to shed one of my wives. Yet she's still here. I want you gone, Theresa. Out. You and your brood. Be gone from this house. I am sick to death of old women and clanking walkers with bladder deficiencies. Beth's mom peed on their couch.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she did.
Okay, all right. Incontinence happens.
I'm sick of the stench of refried beans wafting down the hallways and all the other horrors you visited upon this mansion. I want my peace again, so you vamos. You be out before sunup. I don't know. I just love this little speech. And then he leaves. Gwen tells Ethan, I'm exhausted. I'm ready for bed. I'm going to go up for bed. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm sure you need your rest. And so she starts to walk away. She turns around. Are you coming? Because he lingered, right?
Yeah, because he wanted to stay with Theresa.
Yeah, he wants to continue the theatrics. But she does say something that I made a note about that really pissed me off. She's like, I'm going to call my contact in New York first thing in the morning and won't be taking the job. Bitch, why not? Take Ethan with you. Go to New York with your baby. That pissed me off. Like, why stay?
Somebody needs an income. Y'all are having a baby.
Yeah.
Ethan's not working.
And you would want to raise your baby away from Theresa.
100%. There's that. It's like you've got a good job, you've got the man you want, and you can get him far away from your rival. Yeah. Why wouldn't you take the out?
Yeah, that pissed me off. Like, what are they doing? I mean, obviously they're doing it because they need to keep Gwen in harmony to continue the triangle, but that pissed me off. I was like, girl,
I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think
you think she never had the job?
No, I think she did have the job. No. I think she did have the job. I think she wants to stay, and part of her wants to stay so that Theresa has to see her with Ethan all the time, right? Oh. Like, I think that's why she wants to stay in harmony. I think she wants to I think she wants to do a continuous victory lap around.
She wants to gloat.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. And she wants to flaunt her love with Ethan in Theresa's town, in Theresa's backyard, in Theresa's house.
She wants to metaphorically take the bat and destroy her house again.
Yeah, and she wants to do her victory lap for in perpetuity, right? Yes.
Well, joke's on her because Theresa is not leaving.
No. Well, okay, yes. So Gwen's like, I'm going to go to bed. She tries to get Ethan to follow, saying, are you coming? Because he's lingering. And he's like, oh, sure. And he tells Theresa, we can talk tomorrow. Because Theresa's like, no, we need to talk. And even though at this point, there's nothing left to say. It's nothing to talk about. He made his decision. He has thoroughly embarrassed you. You have thoroughly embarrassed yourself. Go to bed. Go to bed, Joseph. Go to bed. So,
but Gwen, I will say, Gwen, I think, did use her pregnancy a little bit to get him to come upstairs. But I was like, I know,
of course,
with my luggage and back in the, because I think Rebecca gets in her head and she like, I leave him alone with her. She's gonna change his mind,
and she's not wrong. There is a very high, not just possibility, probability that he will change his mind based on his past actions, right? So she's not wrong. And yeah, she's like, because he lingers, and so she says this before he tells Theresa we can talk in the morning. She says, Ethan, do you think you could help me take my luggage back up to our room? Because I don't think I should be carrying anything so heavy in my state. It's like, first of all, how did the luggage get downstairs?
I know.
Who brought it down here?
When did it leave your room? And also, there's a house full of servants.
No, because that's what I'm thinking. I assumed that a servant brought it downstairs. Can they not bring it back upstairs? Where is Pilar?
Oh my God.
She's there. Pilar is there.
Pilar pisses me off. Pilar pisses me off.
It's funny though that she would rather even go to Pilar before going to Phyllis. Because Phyllis will probably kick it down the stairs.
Phyllis is Gwen's op. And yes, Phyllis might push Gwen down the stairs. Phyllis is a G, and I love her. I love me some Phyllis. Yes, where is Phyllis when you need her? Damn. So
we're not pushing anybody else down these stairs. Grace was enough. Thank you.
We don't want to push down. I don't want to push down the stairs at all. That's too far for me. That is a line too far for me. Yeah. So anyway, Theresa's all upset because Ethan leaves. And this is when Pilar enters, having been brought up to speed by Rebecca off screen.
That hateful Rebecca. She told me what happened.
And so she attempts to comfort Theresa in her very Pilar kind of way, right? Like
she almost sided with Ethan's decision. Her Catholic kicked in and is like, 100%. But she is pregnant, so he did the right thing.
She spared no thought to really Theresa's feelings at all, right? She says, "What? Ethan would never walk away from a pregnant woman. Like he would never walk away from Gwen now that she's pregnant." And actually, let me read what I wrote. So she attempts to comfort Theresa in that very Pilar kind of way, telling her that Ethan isn't going to walk away from from his baby mama. And she then tells her, go upstairs, get some rest. And Theresa says, well, I can't sleep. And she says, well, then pack. Because you need to get out of here in the morning. This is no longer your home.
Damn, Mom.
I know. It was so cold.
Damn.
It was
what,
cold.
Do you still even have a job, though?
She does.
Honestly, I kind of liked it because Pilar knows that she has a lunatic for a daughter, a lovable lunatic, and she's like, "Girl, I don't know what else you need to hear. I don't know what else you need to hear. I don't know what else you need to see. It's time for this to be over. So let me give you a little dose of reality. If you can't sleep, then pack because it's time for you to get out of this madness.
Yeah,
you have lost everything."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've lost everything. And then Pilar goes on to say, at least something good has come out of this. You're no longer a crane. Again,
remember, she always thought the crane money is evil, but she works for them.
She pays all her bills with crane money, and crane money is rebuilding her house. Their house burned down. I don't know if I told you about that. Their house did burn down.
But now I know.
And Theresa's been rebuilding their house with crane money. She had no problem with that either. Pilar is a hypocrite. We have talked about this also at length.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just so cold. Instead of, I get it. You're like, yeah, this is always what I wanted for us to get out of here and you to be done with the cranes. But she has literally lost Ethan, her name, the money, everything in one night. She almost died also tonight.
I keep forgetting.
And her baby died. And her baby died.
Which, at least Pilar could have at least talked about the baby and say, look, let's make a good home for the baby. Let's move on. You're now a mother. But she doesn't even say that. She's just like, we got to go by morning.
Yeah. So Theresa says, good, I've lost everything. And Pilar says, oh, I'll be upstairs as soon as I can, and I will stay with you all night. I won't let my little girl be alone, except she immediately leaves her alone. To get champagne and caviar for the Axis powers upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. She has to go wake up the chef because they want a special meal prepared. Champagne and caviar.
Yeah, and Theresa's like, they're celebrating my pain, Mama. Everyone's celebrating my pain. So, yes, like I said, the Axis powers are upstairs gloating, having a good old time, a good kiki. They're laughing. They're smiling. These are three uneasy alliances, right? Ivy hates Julian. Julian hates Ivy. Rebecca hates Ivy. Ivy hates Rebecca. Julian and Rebecca kind of like each other, but Rebecca is blackmailing Julian, right? These people aren't friends, but they found a common enemy in Theresa. And
or as Julian says it, Theresa.
Yeah.
And honestly, any excuse for champagne and caviar.
I do love a good champs and calves. I don't know why I said that like that. I'm gonna try to make that happen. Anyway, I think I've only ever had caviar once when we went to that spot. It was good.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I think it's the only time I've had it.
Okay, so they're celebrating. Ha 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 ha. Theresa, that little gutter snipe, she'll never be able to kick us out of our home again. Right? They're having a good old time because they think they've won everything. Julian is waving around that paper, the divorce paper.
It's so good.
And so Theresa enters the room and they're like, oh, I think it's Julian is like, oh, the guest of honor
is
and
here.
Ivy says, guest of honor, she's just a topic of conversation.
Yes.
Which is such a good read.
And Rebecca's the object of ridicule.
Yeah. And so they taunt her for a while and then Julian waves around that divorce paper that Theresa so stupidly signed, and then Rebecca says to her,
before that, Julian's like, we were just drinking a toast to you, dear. So come in, join us, lift a glass of bubbly and celebration, the end of our dreadful marriage and any claim you have on the Crane money. I hold these truths to be true. Julian Crane is free.
And so are we. And they, and they giggle, whatever. And so then Rebecca says, seems you're going to have to eat your words, Theresa. Every last one of them. They all laugh. And Theresa says, you're right, Rebecca. I will have to eat my words. And then she snatches the paper and she gobbles it up like a billy goat.
Oh my God,
the
that
paper.
was so good.
I loved it. And Eat It
I
by
loved it.
Weird Al is playing in the background. Eat it,
Yep.
eat it,
Yep.
eat it,
Yep.
eat it.
Put it in your mouth
And eat it.
Yep. Yep.
And then we learned that there was only one copy. It was so late. Julian hadn't been able to file it with his attorney yet. So
And
Theresa
she's like,
says,
and I just swallowed it.
Teresa says there's no proof that I ever signed anything away. And then she goes on a slapping spree. And I do have a clip for y'all today. Because now I will say I'm gonna preface this with the quality of the clip is not the best. The sound, there's like a very pretty annoying, like high-pitched sound in the background. But I'm still gonna play it because I loved it and I hope y'all enjoy it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. So I'm gonna share my screen. Without further ado, let's get into this clip.
Oh, see the colors wane from Teresa's face. Oh, yes, it warmed the cockles of my heart.
Go! And that's the bar that's still here.
Oh, please, not get far. Just the topic of conversation. The object of ridicule.
We were just drinking a toast to you, dear. So come in, join us. Lift a glass of bubbly and celebrate the end of our dreadful marriage and any claim you had on the Crane name. I hold these truths to be true. Julian Crane is free.
And so are we. You can never threaten to throw us out of our own home again. Yes, you're the one who's going to be in the gutter. Not us. Seems you're going to have to eat your words, Theresa. Every last You're right, Rebecca. I will have to eat my words.
Mm-hmm. What? Stop her! Stop her!
She really goes for it.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. It was good.
Oh, it's so good.
She actually ate it.
God, this can't be happening.
Oh, please, please, please tell me you filed a copy with your attorney.
There was no time. It was so late. That was the only copy.
And I just swallowed it, which means there's no proof that I ever signed away anything.
Oh, yeah.
You're such...
That's my girl.
Oh, the slapping is out of control.
That is my
She got
girl.
2 in 1. Pa.
Hilarious. God, I love her. So yeah. Okay, good. We're still recording, child. I had like a moment where I was like, have I even been recording this? So anyway, that's basically where we ended. Theresa listens in on Ethan and Gwen for a little bit where Gwen's like, I'm so happy we're getting married and we're gonna have a wonderful life together. And Pilar catches her kind of eavesdropping and she tells her to come away. And Pilar tells her, like, don't spare any more tears on this. And Theresa says, I have no more tears left, Mama. Only revenge, and I mean to have it. Now, if her revenge was on Ethan, I would be on board, but I know it ain't. God, I wish her revenge was on Ethan. Ethan fucked her over multiple times. She and Gwen should really be working together to destroy his life. John Tucker must die.
100%. Could not agree more.
We know this show hates women.
Yeah.
And this is why they make women act this way.
Yeah.
So before we take our little break for the halftime, we got to talk about Chad and Whitney. Y'all good? You want to take a quick break? Or want to blast through Chad and Whitney and then take a longer break?
Let's talk Chad and Whitney.
let's talk Chad and Whitney. There's not a lot, but but what is there is a lot. So, my first note says Whitney and Chad are incesting again. Because at this point, canonically, they are siblings.
Yeah.
They are.
Do they know? Are they aware?
No. Nobody knows technically. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Because in the vision, they couldn't see their son's face.
Nobody knows. Ivy has posited that Ethan, not Ethan, Chad could be, what's her name? Eve. This one. Eve. Eve's
the one on your shirt? That one?
Eve's son. But they did like this whole thing. I don't think you were around when we did the DNA. You weren't, Laura, right? You were gone by then.
I was not around for DNA, no.
Yeah, they did this whole thing where we find out that I guess every citizen in Harmony is in the DNA database at the hospital.
Why not?
And so they
23andMe. They all did 23andMe.
They run Chad's DNA to see if there's a match to anybody in Harmony, and it comes up as no match, but it was like rigged by Alistair. Yeah. And Alistair, I will always go back to Alistair says no one can ever know that Chad is Julian and Eve's son. He says it. He says that. So canonically, like I said, I believe to this day, I believe, because they changed this later on.
They do.
I believe that they were always meant to be siblings. Always.
Yeah.
I do. I think it got so much pushback from the public because it was gross and weird, and it made everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It made everybody so uncomfortable. I myself as a teenager was like, ugh, this is so weird.
It's awful. It's so awful.
Yeah. And so but
maybe Chad was supposed to be like a temporary character, or maybe they were gonna even kill him off or something, and then they probably realized they like the actor, they like the chemistry, and we're gonna have to rewrite this to keep him on.
I think they were trying to push the envelope. I think that this was something that James Riley wanted to put on daytime television, and he wanted I think he wanted to, because everything about this soap opera was him kind of trying to reimagine what a soap opera is, and adding in these supernatural elements, and it is different than a lot of soap operas, and also like the casting, like we talked about earlier about how hot everybody is. That is not the norm for most soap operas, right? Okay, so they're incesting at Chad's studio together, and they talk about this stupid plan that Whitney has come up with. It's not a plan. I want to be clear. It's not a plan. Did you glean what it was?
The plan, as far as I understand it, is if she does well at tennis, then if she wins the tournament she's about to participate in, then she can be like, and by the way, this whole time I've been dating Chad, and this shows that I can be serious about him and also be serious about tennis. So is that basically the fucking plan?
That's part of the plan. The other part, Simone. Does Simone
still think that she's dating Chad?
I struggle to say that out loud. I really do struggle to say that because it's so obvious now that they are not together. But God, it's so hard to say Simone believes he's her boyfriend. But yes, Simone believes he's her boyfriend. Even though there's no evidence to suggest that he is her boyfriend whatsoever.
Well, and he's never denied it though. Any time it's brought up, he plays into it, even though he hates having to do it, but he doesn't ever set her straight, so he's letting her believe it. That's why she believes it. And she just thinks that her sister's trying to take her boyfriend away from her.
I'll say that Chad doesn't really... I want to say this about Chad. He doesn't really play into it. He tries to kind of skirt around it, but he won't say the words, no, you're not, I'm not your boyfriend, I'm not in love with you, we're not together, I love Whitney. But that is because Whitney has been very clear with him that she does not want him to say that to Simone because she's worried Simone's going to get hurt. It's like, Simone's going to get hurt regardless.
Yeah, but didn't Eve give the impression that Simone could like go...
Now I lost Maria. Can't go what?
No, didn't Eve give the impression that told Whitney that if Simone found out, she would go psycho? Like,
yeah, that she would like
a mini
lose her
TC.
mind. Yeah,
So,
like
so Eve knows.
Yes.
So things have gotten a little convoluted. Everybody actually knows. I want to be clear. Everybody actually knows that Whitney
Even
and Chad
Jessica.
together. Everybody knows.
Even Jessica.
Everyone
who's barely on the show.
Right. And for a while, it was everybody except for Simone, even though Simone should have bought a vowel and gotten a clue, right? But there was a mix-up with some flowers on a note, and I know you know how much I hate shenanigans.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how much I hate hijinks.
That's why I made that face. I was like, ooh, it's not going to sit well with her.
It didn't, and it did not. But there was a mix-up with some flowers and a note that didn't have like the specific name of who he was writing it to, and so she took that to mean that it was for her and that he loved her, and then she went and talked to her father and basically asked if they could basically be together, and he said yes. And so now the family thinks like TC and Eve kind of think that they're in a relationship, even though Eve and TC had a conversation with Whitney and Chad outside of Chad's studio, wherein Chad and Whitney asked them like, can we be together? Can we, like, I don't know how the writers managed to rework this in this way.
Mm-hmm. Well, Eve did bring it up.
She did, yes.
Later on, though, because what happened was when Theresa died, everyone decided they wanted to fuck in her honor.
Yeah.
So Whitney and Chad slept together for the first time in the wake of her death.
Yes.
And then decided to tell her mom, like, we want to be together, and is it okay? And they were like, yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, that they see each other, because Whitney and Chad had trouble being with each other because TC and Eve first. Oh my God, Eve, this fucking villain. Eve, remember, Eve like had such a hard on for like hating Chad and like for no reason, remember? Mm-hmm. This man took a bullet for her, took a bullet for Whitney, almost saved Whitney's life. They saved both of their lives like multiple times. And so then they decided, okay, you can be friends with our girls, right? You're a good guy, you can be friends with our girls. Ivy drugged Whitney. Ivy drugged Whitney to show Eve, because she's blackmailing Eve, to show Eve that she could get to her daughters. And Eve is so worried that her daughters are going to go down a wrong path, right?
Right.
So she told her, she said, I can turn her into a drugged out tramp just like you were.
Whoa.
And so when Whitney got drugged, the blame fell on Chad, but Eve knew it wasn't Chad. TC got very upset, almost killed him like 3 times. Yeah. And but eventually it does kind of come out that it wasn't Chad. We don't find out exactly who it was necessarily. I mean, we do, but like,
right, we know, but the residents of Harmony.
Eve makes up a story. Eve makes up a story and says that it was long after she should have like at least like copped to knowing. Like, again, Chad, we went through like I want to say months of Chad getting his ass beat by TC. Like it was a while before Eve was like came up with this cockamamie story about a patient who was so upset with her because she wouldn't give them drugs or some shit. She wouldn't write them a prescription or something, that that this seemingly drug addict used some of their precious drugs on her daughter to get back at her.
To get
back at her. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, you won't write them a prescription, but they're going to use what little drugs they can get on your daughter. Fine. Yeah. But then she said she couldn't say who it was because of patient privilege or whatever the fuck. Which was bullshit, actually, because that's a crime. Yeah. Like, that's a crime. That person's out. You got somebody out here just drugging children at children's dances.
Even the guy that Ivy sent to do it was like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable drugging children. And she's like, you better do it. Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah. Even the shady drug dealer was like, this seems wrong, Mrs. Crane. Yeah, but so that colors all of this. So there's a lot that has happened. So they were together, but then they got separated because of the drug situation.
Okay.
And then, but then they got back together after Eve told that ridiculous story, right? And they had a conversation where Chad and Whitney asked, like, can we be together, basically? Mm-hmm. And TC and Eve both agree, and they walk off and do something with David at one point. So, like,
so what is Whitney's plan? I don't understand. So then I don't.
Your
get it.
guess is as good as mine. I honestly,
because they now forgot that conversation and instead gave Simone permission to date Chad.
Correct. They've now given Simone permission to date Chad. Eve, when that happens, Eve is like, wait a minute. I thought it was Whitney who wanted to be with Chad. I thought Chad wanted to be with Whitney. I was sure about it. She has a conversation with TC. TC blows a gasket and is like, no, of course he wants to be with Simone, not Whitney. Whitney's too focused on her tennis career for boys. They, like Maria said, they have kind of rewritten this.
I gotcha. Okay.
And so let's get back to Whitney's plan. Okay. Whitney's plan is, like you said, to win multiple tournaments so she can prove to her father that she can be distracted by boys and still win, and she can have it both. But the actual worst part of this plan, which it ain't no damn plan, is that she has enlisted Chad to outright pretend to be Simone's boyfriend. Before this quote plan, he wasn't pretending to be her boyfriend so much as he just wasn't telling her he wasn't. Right? Now he's actively pretending like he's her boyfriend because Whitney has begged him to do so that Simone won't get hurt. And the last time Simone saw them kissing, she did run out in the street and get hit. We still haven't solved that crime, hit and run. I still think it was Alistair, but anyway. So she has this idea that, one, Simone's gonna like do something to that will harm her if she finds out, and she's gonna be so hurt and she's not gonna be able to handle it. And Eve was the one who put that notion in her head, that she basically told Whitney, like,
poor Simone. Poor Simone. I don't know.
At this point, Simone willfully is not seeing it.
Okay.
She's being extremely willful. And we can't say poor Simone. She's about to drug her sister.
Yeah.
No, I still feel bad for Simone. This is so fucked up.
To be fair, let me say this. I used to feel bad for Simone. I did.
Yeah. But then a few hundred episodes happened and now you don't anymore.
No.
Fair.
I don't feel bad for Simone, especially now. Now.
I figured some shit had to have gone down for Kay to have like a mere suggestion and her to just be like, okay, you know what I mean?
Simone is irritating the crap out of me with listening to Kay, because she has spent the last 800 episodes telling Kay how horrible Kay is, and telling Kay that she's awful and you're evil and you're never gonna get Miguel. Miguel loves Charity, blah blah blah. And now you're doing all the exact same. You're listening to her.
Yeah. I love this Kay also. I love this Kay. She is so evil but great, and like you just wanna. Yeah, she's so good to watch.
Yeah,
you know?
Me too.
She is.
I love this Kay.
Good.
I love this Kay. I think she's my favorite Kay.
Yeah, and Kay's always trying to give her advice, and she's like, "Why am I listening to you?" But you do.
We get like 3 more Kays after this one. I think there's at least 2.
Yeah, I think.
But I like this Kay. So where are we? Did we even get past my first note on this?
No, they're still having incest.
We had to bring you up to speed on the plan.
Yeah.
So they're incesting.
They're incesting. They talk about this silly little plan to be together. Meanwhile, Kay is advising Simone to sabotage Whitney's tournament, because Whitney has a big tournament tomorrow. Finally, we're gonna see her play some tennis. So she tells her that, you know, she's messing up, she's staying out late, she's not getting enough rest, and not only that, she's choosing a relationship with a guy over her relationship with you, her only sister. She's being totally disloyal. What is Simone doing? Is Simone not choosing her relationship with a guy over her sister?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And how old?
I wrote the exact same thing. She's like, you would never let a guy come between you. Like, she says it both ways. At the beginning, she says what you said, and then later says it from the other direction, which is like, well, you're such a good person. You would never let a guy come between you and your sister. And, you know what I mean? So she's like just repeating herself from different angles.
And then someone's like, yeah, you're right. I would never do that.
Except
like, in
girl,
5 minutes, you're going to drug your
doing?
sister. Except
what do you
in
think
5
you're
minutes
doing right now?
You're going to drug your sister. And that's a line that there's no coming back from. I'm sorry. It's and we've seen this. I think this is going to be the 4th drugging we've seen on this show. Is that correct? We saw Ivy drugs Grace. Ivy drugs Whitney.
Whitney.
Who else? There's been a third.
Well, I don't know.
Eve's been drugging everybody.
Eve's drugging everyone.
We've seen Eve drug a lot of people, actually. So there's even more than that. But Beth drugged Luis.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Beth drugged Luis, and now
Luis drugged Sheridan.
Luis did drug Sheridan. I forgot
Paris.
all about that to make her leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then brought her on the plane, and she woke up on the plane.
Yep.
That was pretty fucked up.
Okay.
But I also was kind of on board because I was like, girl, we got to go.
Yeah. We gotta get out of gay parade.
Ivy also drugged Whitney.
Yes, Ivy drugged Whitney. So this is a running theme on this show, which sickens me, to be frank. They need to find a better way.
And there's more druggings that's gonna come later.
Going down the line. People, it's just something they just do on this show. And
poor Whitney, this will be her second.
She's getting drugged again. Yeah.
Drugged again.
She's getting drugged again. This poor baby. And so Kay proposes before the drugging.
But she's living. I was gonna say, which is weird because like you were like this poor baby, and I'm like, but she's actually an adult, and we have this whole storyline about how she needs to prove to her dad, and it's like, you're an adult, you should just move out at this point.
The situation with Whitney and her dad is really disturbing. Like the way that he is so obsessed and so invested in her is gross, but the way that she responds is also really gross. Like, why are you behaving as if, and I understand it's because this is all she knows, but it's like you were behaving as if you are a kindergartner. Like, you are a woman in charge of your own life, and you have complete control of your faculties, and you are talented and smart and beautiful, and like, and Simone is just completely pushed to the side. It's really creepy. It's just creepy. Did we ever find out what was in that damn shed?
We will eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will.
All right. I'll come back.
Yeah. We haven't gotten there yet.
I'll be back for the shed.
But yeah, Kay, before the drugging happens, Kay proposes to Simone, like, you need to rat on your dad and tell him that Whitney's not home, right? Because Whitney should be at home resting because she has a big match tomorrow, right? And he's gonna blow a gasket when he finds out she's not home. So she says that's step 1 of this plan, right? And so at that very moment, TC calls and to check on the girls. Actually, he calls to check to make sure Whitney's in bed. If she was, the ringing phone would have woken her up. Hello?
Yep.
You want to get her to get some rest, but you're calling in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
He doesn't call to check on the girls. He calls to make sure Whitney's in bed.
He calls to make sure that his one girl will check on the other because he doesn't care about Simone. He only cares about Whitney.
He only cares about Sugar
and
Bear.
That's
He don't even
Sugar
know her
Bear.
Name. He doesn't even know that girl's name. Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
That's it. And so Kay tells her, this is perfect. You need to tell him that Whitney's not here. Simone does this thing all week where she pretends like she's not going to do the thing, where she pretends that she has a problem with doing this. Like, no, if I tell Daddy, Whitney's going to get in trouble, and I really don't want her to get, like, I don't want her to get in trouble. What do you want then, girl? I'm confused. So she does. Ultimately, she says, oh, I don't know, Daddy. I can't find Whitney anywhere. She's not in her bed. She's not in the kitchen. I've looked all over. And so TC, of course, is like, I'm coming home. I'll find her. What the hell's going on? He's very upset.
And honestly, I feel like this could be the extent of the plan for Kay and Simone, and it would be good. Because it's like, Whitney's not home. Where is she? What is she up to? Why isn't she in bed? Why? Like, I feel like this is more than enough. Like, you didn't need to start spiking milk.
Well, but she wants her to fail also at tennis to prove that she can't have a boyfriend.
I see.
Yeah. So, TC comes home angry, of course. TC comes home so angry and worried about where Whitney is. And he says, she better not be out. Because Kay's like, don't worry, Mr. Russell. I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's out having a good time. And he says, she better not be out having a good time, risking her tennis career that way. I mean, she better have a good damn reason for being out this late. She's going to blow everything, the tournament, her career, everything. That's a strong statement, sir.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That was a lot. For your grown-ass daughter who's out past midnight.
He is such a stage mom.
Yeah. Worse.
It's insane.
Yeah. There was some episodes a few weeks back where, it was the episodes with the fog and all of that, where he basically tells her that he's living vicariously through her. Right?
Yeah.
Like up until that point, he had denied that. Eve actually says it to him and he blows up on her that same night. And then when he's away from Eve and in like Julian's weird trophy room, he's like he cries and is like basically telling her, you can do all the things I never was able to do. You're gonna do everything to avenge your dead grandfather. He lays a lot of pressure on her in those episodes. Yeah, like you said, it's creepy, it's weird. It's not fair to Whitney at all.
No.
He definitely knows she's into Chad and Eve brings this up to, I keep pointing at her. Eve brings this up to him at one point too, and is like, I think you know that Whitney wants to, like, it was Chad and Whitney, but you would rather it be Chad and Simone because you don't want anything to mess up Whitney's tennis career, right? And he blows up at her. So anyway, back to the present day. Just wanted to color that for you with what's going on. So he comes home all angry, and then Simone seems conflicted about getting Whitney in like more trouble, like that she's gotten Whitney in trouble. She's like, oh, Dad's really upset. And I do think that some of that was genuine, because I know how scary it is to be in a home with an angry man, right? To be like a child in a home with a man who's angry at you. And it's like, yeah, it's when you're a kid, I can say this. When I was a kid, I didn't wish that on my siblings, and they didn't wish it on me. Because not only are you gonna, the sibling who maybe got in trouble, and we protected each other because we didn't want to deal with the anger, because it doesn't just go to one person, it bleeds over into everybody, right? And so I do think that she was like shaken by the fact that TC was so angry. Yeah. And she was like sort of regretting doing this a little bit because he was so agitated. And again, that he's an unstable man. He's so unstable. But ultimately she doesn't give a shit. Like she's conflicted, but she listens to Kay, and it only takes a little bit of Kay in her ear for her to say, like,
it does not take much to push her over to the edge and just be like, yeah, sorry, I looked everywhere. I don't know where she is. She's not in her bed. Like, I'm so worried, blah, 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 blah. At this point, I'm like, are we calling the police to like find a missing girl? Like, what's happening?
No, of course not.
That's not what we're doing.
They wouldn't find her anyway.
No.
They wouldn't find her anyway. So Kay tells her, don't start feeling guilty now. This is only the first step of the plan. Whitney's going to be tired, and then she's going to lose Chad, and we're going to destroy her life. Her life will be destroyed. And Simone says, I don't want to destroy her life. I just don't want her to take my boyfriend. Well, you've now locked in with Kay, and and you're following Kay's orders. So you're going to get what you ordered, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get what you ordered from her. And so Kay says, Simone, grow up, okay? Do you actually think for a second that Whitney cares about you? She would destroy you in a heartbeat if she thought it meant her being with Chad. That's the man you love, Simone. The man that you saw first. Oh, God, if they don't stop saying that.
Oh, my God.
All's fair in love and war, and Whitney's turned this into a war. No, she didn't. That man never wanted you, ever. He never wanted you.
And all the things she's done to actually protect Simone.
Yeah. I'm in her own weird, twisted little way. I have raged also against Whitney in this whole, like, let's not tell Simone bullshit. And what you said earlier, Laura, like, I feel so bad for Simone. I did too. I did. Because everybody knew that Chad was not into her except for her, and nobody was, like, telling her the truth, and everybody was hiding things from her. But at this point, she has caught them kissing more than once.
Yeah, like at this point, I don't know. It's sad because
she heard them saying how much they love each other. She overheard a conversation wherein Chad tells Whitney that he loves her, wants to be with her. She's heard that conversation, and after hearing that conversation, she decided Whitney's trying to take my boyfriend. That was a conversation where Chad was saying to Whitney, I love you. I want to be with you.
Yeah, I feel like Kay is also living vicariously through Simone.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I think that is that's part of Simone's delusion, is that she wants it to be true, but then also she has like the devil on her shoulder, like whispering into her ear, being like, you can't let this, like, I feel like both of these girls, both the sisters, Whitney and Simone, like, everyone else is projecting their feelings onto them, and then is like, I don't know, they're just living in such, I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, TC sees himself as Whitney, and Kay sees herself as Simone. And
I also want to say, I believe Kay has been trying to prove a point to Simone for a while. She has said numerous times when Simone starts to be very judgmental of Kay's methods of trying to get Miguel, she said numerous times, oh, just wait till you fall in love. Wait till someone's trying to take your man. You'll do anything. You'll do the same thing that I would do. You would do the same things that I would do. I think Kay is proving a point. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And she's doing it well.
Yeah.
It did not take much pushing.
And what she's saying is similar to what she thinks between her and Miguel. Like, I saw Miguel first. He could have been with me, and that's what she's telling Simone.
I saw his face and wow. Right then I took a vow that we be together, girl, just you and me. That's the meaning of eternity. I saw her face and wow. She saw his face and wow. That's such a good throwback. Anyway, Kay sees Chad and Whitney sneaking up from outside, because Whitney comes home and she's like, oh my God, my dad's car is here. He's here. How am I supposed to sneak in? Chad's like, I'll sneak you into your room around the back or whatever, help you get in through your window, and you can just pretend that you were home the whole time. But like, that's not taking into account the fact that maybe he came home and realized she wasn't there. Like, girl, you weren't in your bed the whole time. I was in that room. Anyway, it doesn't go that way, because Kay rats them out. She's like, Mr. Russell, I heard something outside. Maybe it's Whitney coming back. And so he goes outside. And of course, Kay was hoping that he would catch Whitney with Chad, but Chad ducks behind some bushes, of course.
I found this to be utterly absurd, because this is supposed to be like the middle of the night, like 1, 2, 3 a.m., I'm presuming. And TC sees Whitney and is like, I was so worried. Where were you? What are you doing? You're supposed to be resting. What about the game? Blah, blah, blah. And she says to him, oh, I couldn't sleep and I needed fresh air. So I got up and took a walk, dressed to the nines, with your hair and your makeup and your heels and your little outfit. Like, what? At this time of night? I was just like, what? And he buys it.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. Yeah.
Of course he does.
And he's
Because
like,
Whitney
well,
can do no wrong.
Yes.
well, you
So
need
he
to get
buys it.
upstairs and go to bed and go right to sleep. And she's like, of course, Daddy, I will. And so she goes up to her room, and then Kay tells Simone, all right, now it's time to put the next phase of our plan into motion. Because at this point, Eve has come home as well, and she has her doctor bag full of drugs, full of sedatives. And so they rifle through there, and Kay pulls out a bottle. I'm certain she has no clue what it is. But I mean, I guess she knows Dr. Russell, and most of the drugs in Dr. Russell's bag probably knock people out. I imagine. You know what I mean? I imagine she just knows
Play
that.
her clip.
Yeah.
You got to play her clip.
You want a sedative or something to quiet your nerves?
Yeah.
So they rifle through the bag.
Quiet your nerves.
They rifle through her bag, pull out a random bottle of pills, drug a glass of milk, take it upstairs to Whitney. Again, Simone pretends like she's not gonna do it, but then she overhears Whitney saying, "I love you" to Chad through the window, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck this."
Yeah.
And she takes the drugged milk to her sister, and the whole point of this is that Whitney will be so knocked out that the next morning she will be too groggy to play well, and she won't win her match. And that's it.
That's it.
Y'all got anything to add on that front?
I just have to say that I feel like these episodes are sponsored by Big Milk.
Got milk?
Got milk?
Yeah.
Between this drugged milk and then what's her nose getting a glass of milk because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of milk.
A lot of
milk going around.
A lot of milk.
Yuck.
I don't want
Yeah. I don't
it.
like
Blech.
Look, it's
glass
better
of
than
milk.
tomato soup cake.
Girl, tomato soup cake was mentioned also in these groups of episodes.
Hilarious.
Yes.
No,
We're not there
will-
yet, but yes.
There
Yes.
will always be a mention of tomato soup cake.
Love
if
it.
Ivy is talking about Grace, she will always make a dig about that damn cake.
As she should. As she should.
But that is it for today's episode for part 1. Next week we'll be coming on with part 2. Y'all gonna stay on because we're gonna keep on talking about this.
Yes.
But anyway, that is the episode. If you would like to find me, you can find me on the Patreon is the best way to find me. Patreon.com/passionspodcast. Sign up for whatever tier you find most agreeable. I'm trying to remember all the shit I usually say at the end of this show. Maria, where can the people find you?
You can find me on the Discord, or if you want to email me, it's GwenFan, the number's 329 at AOL.com.
We love it. We love
I
it.
have an AOL account.
Laura had one for a while.
I did until I finally closed it down, and now I just have my other million accounts through.
Laura, would you like people to find you or no?
No, you can't find me.
Okay. All right. And I don't. Oh, go to passionspodcast.com and buy some merch, buy some music, buy some art. Support the podcast. It really, 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 really goes a very, very long way. Oh, actually, there is one other thing I want to talk about. So, I think it was Eric that brought this to my attention. There is a review. Marie already knows about this. We talked about it on the watch party. There was a review that someone left on Apple Podcasts, and I haven't been looking at the reviews. I just haven't been keeping up with it, and I haven't been telling y'all to do it. But yes, please, by all means, go review the show, give it 5 stars, say something
Make
nice.
sure it's 5 stars. Don't give them 1.
Not like Maria. Don't give me 1 star.
She'll talk about you for months.
Well, this person, Mario 500 says.
Oh.
Mario 500 says 2 stars. I had found certain parts of this, quote, Passions podcast to had been vulgar or profane, unnecessary, unprofessional, negative, and detrimental. Thank you, Mario. Because you know what? That's what I was really going for. Detrimental, unprofessional.
Profane.
This
Vulgar.
is such a truthful fucking...
Has he not seen this show?
Hilarious. I don't know who this man is, but that
so funny.
cracked me up. I have found certain
Detrimental
parts
to his
of
well-being.
Passion
He listened to an episode and it was detrimental to him.
And I love that for him. And I love that for him. I have power. There's power in this pussy. You hear me?
Wow.
It had been vulgar or profane. I love that. It says it too had been vulgar, and then in parentheses, or profane. And then he says unnecessary, unprofessional, negative, and detrimental. But none of that is false. All of that is true.
Oh, it's all true. But I feel like all of that is true, but also like it's all baked into this, like from jump. Like this is going to be all of those things. This is by no means meant to be like a professional dissection, like of like a PhD level course about passions.
It's certainly vulgar and
just
unnecessary.
some people chit-chatting.
It's certainly vulgar and unnecessary.
And that's where I went wrong when I did the 1 star. I needed to leave a review like that.
You should have written something, because, baby, I would have cracked the fuck up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This is so funny to me. I read this on a watch party, which y'all should join the Patreon so you can come to a watch party. We have a lot of fun. But when I read this on a watch party, I was like crying tears when I saw it. I laughing so hard. I thought this was like he took the time. He was so upset.
But he gave it 2 stars. I mean, he did better than 1. I gave you guys 1.
I mean, it tells you that he really thought about it. He's like, it's not worthy of 1 star. I'm still going to give it 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hilarious.
It's actually hilarious.
Please go and write me something nice. I mean, you can write that it's vulgar and unnecessary, because that is true. Yeah. But I would love a couple nice reviews and some more stars. So with that, that's the end. Y'all have anything to add before I sing us out?
Mm-hmm. You are my passion for life.
You are. Yeah. You are my passion for life. Yeah.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Okay.